6:02, so we're live.
We're live. All right. Long week, cold week. Much colder in the first week.
Oh, yeah.
But we welcome you to the Baseball University of the Blue Ridge, Western North Carolina Scout Streaming Series presented by CamWood Bats. We're live from Brevard, Transylvania County, North Carolina, on the campus of Brevard High School, the Blue Devils, where the Bears of Pisgah are in town. Both these teams have been playing really well. Pisgah coming off a fresh loss, a close loss with North Buncombe.
Yeah,
Brevard,
6-4.
Yep, Brevard's still undefeated. They've squeaked out a couple one-run games against some stronger 3A, or not stronger, but some strong 3A, 4A competition. Long drive home from South Caldwell last night, but we were appreciative of a quick, efficient game. Graham Waters, complete game, 2 earned runs, 11 Ks. Him and his catcher, J.P. Smith, were very efficient, and Hunter and I were very appreciative to get home at the best hour we could. I had to listen to Hunter praise all the country music singers that have been graduating from these dang high schools. See, I grew up in Baltimore, Maryland, not so much
No country music singers from Brevard that I know of, but there's
Yet.
good music scene out here. I'll tell you that. Well, let's shout out broadcast sponsor real quick. Pull this, whatever you call it, off the screen.
And be patient with us tonight because we don't have a press box. We're out here in probably the windiest game we've done, so some of these cards might go flying tonight.
Well, shout out to broadcast sponsor, CamWood Bats. CamWood Bats is located in Haywood County, with serving baseball and softball players across the nation. Game bats, trainers, tees, tutorials, and more are available for purchase at www.camwoodbats.com. As a part of our partnership with CamWood Bats, make sure to use the coupon code BBUWNC for a 10% discount on all purchases through their website. Thank you to CamWood Bats for being the broadcast sponsor of the Baseball University Western North Carolina Scout and Streaming Series.
Well, it's also the Meineke pregame spot. Meineke, I guess Hunter just got himself a new Jeep not too long ago. He might have to bring it in there for a tune-up at some point.
Oh, yeah. Pregame brought to you by Meineke. Meineke is the pregame and postgame sponsor for Baseball University of the Blue Ridges, Western North Carolina Scout and Streaming Series. With numerous locations in Western North Carolina region, there's no better spot to get your vehicle seen and serviced. Whether it's an oil change, brakes, mufflers, tires, and wheels, AC, you name it. Meineke is doing car care right in Western North Carolina.
Well, we got some interesting coaches this evening. One's been here forever, and the other one's just getting his start. Both fairly accomplished. I guess first let's talk about Harold Shepard. Very appreciative, Harold. He's been one of my best supporters of the mountain coaches out here. We've been fortunate to work with a lot of his players since we started in 2020. I know there's going to be a few of his former players tuning in this evening. We'll talk about those guys in the Where Are They Now section in a little bit. Brevard, well, it's a little bit different. Will's in his third year at Brevard, second as the head coach, but got a decent resume for a young man who's about, 26, 27?
Yeah, I'd say 26. I think he graduated class of 17 out of West Henderson High School. Played against him when I was back in school. Went on to Anderson University.
D2 down there in South Carolina.
And stayed on at Anderson.
Yep.
Volunteer assistant there and has been around the block, some local aspects as well.
Yep, he was the original coach there at the Hendersonville Honeycrisp. Strong collegiate team that's been run out of Berkeley Park the last couple of years. But good, or I shouldn't say good decision, but well-received decision to step back and take over as an assistant for Post-70 Legion this year. I think he believes in the Legion vision that we see out here in the mountains. But again, kind of an old meets new here. Respect both these coaches. They've been great supporters of what we've been trying to do here at Baseball University of the Blue Ridge. And both these guys off to good starts, especially after not necessarily being high up in the coaches polls early on. I know with the Foothills 7, which is a 1A, 2A split, most of the love usually goes to the Rutherford County teams. No one's going to argue East Rutherford being predicted to be first place, and then RS, Chase. But Brevard predicted to be fourth, but right now they got just as good a chance as anybody to finish second behind East Rutherford this year. And again, I don't say that to be too silly, but my golly, does Drew Reynolds have a good program down there. And North Henderson, for example, they cracked our top 10, but they got 10 run ruled by East Rutherford the other day, after beating a tough RS Central team, So both these teams did let's talk about the Mountain 7 real quick too. Personally, going into the season, I thought Pisgah was my sleeper team. I just think they have a really interesting mix of senior and underclass talent right now. Tonight, we were talking about this earlier. North Henderson's facing off with Smoky Mountain. Franklin's playing Tuscola, so the Mountain 7's getting in the conference play tonight. East Henderson, Franklin, West Henderson, some of these teams are getting off the tough starts this year, so we'll see how things shake out. But Pisgah's got a good chance tonight if they can pull out a W to really solidify themselves as maybe a top 5 team here in Western North Carolina Mountains. So last year, Pisgah was 11-9, 7-5 in conference. I think they lost to Rockingham High School.
Rockingham in the first round of the playoffs, 15 innings.
That was a wild game.
Coach was telling us 2 complete games from a freshman and a sophomore in that game. So a lot of young depth that we'll get to later coming back, has experience on the mound. So excited to see who he puts out there today. But yeah, they beat Tuscola last year as well. Big win for them. And hopefully be off to a good start this year. Brevard going 10-11, just 1 game under 500, 6-6 in the conference.
And again, we saw them early last year against RS Central, and it was a sloppy game. They lost by 10-5. But they did end up coming back and getting some strong W's. They had a very young team last year. They're trying to figure out who they were. Some injuries early this year actually shook up the lineup enough to move Jordan Brown behind the plate, which has been a godsend for creating some stability for the Brevard starting 9 there. And we'll jump into some of those names of those players here in a minute. But first, let's do a quick where are they now. Both these programs have done a good job putting guys in college. First, for the visiting Pisgah Bears, right now I know Titus Bleckley's still down at Mid-Atlantic Christian. He hit really well last year. I know he started a few games this year, started off a little slower, but great kid, high academic when he was in high school. Mid-Atlantic Christian, that's down on the coast in Elizabeth City. Walker Fox, got a chance to see him play the other day at Mars Hill. Originally was slated for Charlotte, but circumstances, especially this crazy transfer portal era, put him at Mars Hill, which he's very comfortable there. And my golly, did he hit a bomb the other day against Concord when I attended the game. Walker Fox is going to be a really good college athlete. Walker's older brother, Mason, you might remember that name. He was a GW grad, Gardner Webb, ended up being drafted by the Padres. He was in the Twins system up until a couple years ago. Got signed he was with San Diego for a few years, was in the Twins system last year, did a little indie ball, but he just recently hung it up. I talked to Coach Shepard before the game, so Mason Fox, one of the better players to come out of our area,
I believe Mason
officially hanging it up.
Was for Pisgah while we were growing up. Me and Will Lindsay played against him, I think, when we were all in that same conference. Brevard, Pisgah, Tuscola back before they realigned in 2017. I remember Mason Fox very well.
He might have been part of that Legion team out of Haywood County that had Cal Rowley and some of those guys on it too. There's a few more. Eli Rigsby, I think he might be tuning in tonight. His brother's playing in the game. Eli's down at Rockingham. Eli hit a home run in his first ever collegiate at bat earlier this season. And Matthew Roberts, still down at Fayetteville Tech, has been working hard. He was up to 90 miles per hour last year. I know he dealt with a little bit of arm trouble, but I hope he's still doing well. On the Brevard side, Lawson Powell, ran into him a couple weeks ago down at Cleveland. Zach Wilson, he's had a bit of a journey. He was at one of the local JUCOs. I think he ended up at Cleveland, but now he's back at Brevard College, and he's having a very strong year for Vinny Carone and the Tornadoes. And then Walker Case graduated a few years back. He's still down at Anderson. I think he's having a very good year. So, again, both of these schools have done a great job pumping out college talent in the last few years. Well, you might have seen that we started it earlier this week. Again, thank you to Ion Outdoors for sponsoring our power rankings. And boy, oh boy, are these going to be shuffled up this week. Again, we released these on Monday around lunchtime. And, just looking back throughout the week, TC Robertson hasn't played a game all week as they came back from Alabama. They're playing against Burns tonight, so we're definitely going to be trying to check
Battle
in on that
of the
game.
Ones.
Whew, I mean, those are state champion caliber teams there, a 4A versus 2A. But, again, down in Cleveland County, those 2A schools, they play just like the 4As. Reynolds was cruising until they got spanked by Crest yesterday by 10. You see Crest down there in the top 10 for the Foothills. And Crest, that's a big statement win for them because they just lost one of their star players, senior Parker Ramsey, to a torn ACL. So we wish Parker luck in his recovery. He's going to Cleveland next year. We got a chance to see South Caldwell. It's very easy to see why they're number 2. They played very strong. We're going to go see East Lincoln, the number 3 team in the Foothills, next Friday. Very excited about that. St. Stephen's had another big W last night. I think they might have won by the 10-run rule.
Yeah.
And, man, back up in the mountains, North Buncombe still cruising. Are they still undefeated?
Yeah, North Buncombe's still undefeated, I think. So, beating Pisgah 6-4 the other day. So, they're off to a hot start. They'll move up. Pisgah, seeing where they stand after today's game. Brevard, too. Like, they got some chance to move up. West Henderson took a tough loss.
Yeah,
so
2 tough losses.
They'll probably fall off. North Henderson 4-1.
Yep.
So.
Tonight's a big tell for North Henderson and Smoky. Smoky Mountain is 4-0. Now, granted, it's against a poor Owen and what's it, the 1A? Yeah,
No knock on
Swain. Yep. And again, no knock on the 1As, but that's Smoky's got to beat those teams. So today is their first real big test against North, see if they can crack it. Inca will probably be in this conversation. They lost to South Caldwell last night, but we saw some talent there. They're struggling a little bit to replace Camden Crook in the shortstop, or I should say in the middle infield right now, and you can kind of see everybody's trying to step up and fill the role. But, again, stay tuned Monday for the new power rankings from Ion Outdoors. Well, I still don't have starting lineups yet because
let's shout out our player of the week. Brought to you by Poppy's Popcorn. A big shout out to Wyatt McSwain from Crest. We got to see him last week early on. Hit a couple of his 3 home runs, going 5 for 10 at the plate this week. But doing it both ways, man. 2-way Ironman player, 7.1 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 2 saves earned, and 7 strikeouts. So big thank you to Poppy's Handcrafted Popcorn for sponsoring our Baseball University Player of the Week. He's going to get a certificate when we go see him on Monday. We're traveling down to Crest again.
Trying to get him a bag of popcorn,
going to give him a bag of popcorn. So,
and coaches, high school coaches, if you're listening, probably on the replay because you're busy today, is my guess. But Saturday, I'll be sending out the email for nominations for this week's Poppy's Popcorn Player of the Week. Hunter, you can go ahead and take it with the travel and home and away sponsors. I'm going to go see if I can find us some lineups.
I think we'll go ahead and read into our travel, home, and away sponsors. Today's travel sponsor is 828 Service Group, helping Baseball University with the travel expenses we encounter throughout the spring, including gas, food, and in some cases, lodging. Big thank you to Mr. Carver over at 828 Service Group for sponsoring us. Didn't give us a lot of information that he wanted to share. He just said, hey, thank you for what you're doing, and we want to sponsor you. No need to advertise. It's going to be a theme today, so we appreciate 828 Service Group for sponsoring us in our travel today. Not too far of a drive, it just came from Hendersonville down 64 to Brevard. Crab Creek Road's the way I went, so definitely go check out 828 Service Group if you need any information. You can find them at the email on your screen. Home team sponsor tonight is Baird Private Wealth Management, sponsoring the time that Baseball University puts towards marketing this game to coaches pregame and editing and posting highlights for the Brevard Blue Devil prospects with recruiting and scouting content on social media for the coaches postgame. Big thank you to Baird Private Wealth Management. Their information's on your screen. You can find their Facebook, email, website, and phone number there. Again, they didn't give us any type of script to read or anything. I went on their website, looked them up a little bit. And they're a nationwide company with a little subsidiary here in Hendersonville, North Carolina. Saw that Blair Craven works there now. So former Henderson High School board member and educator Blair Craven in the system, so know him very well. So thank you to Baird Private Wealth Management for being our home team sponsor. And being our away team sponsor today, Prince Boat Dock, sponsoring the time that Baseball University puts towards marketing this game to coaches pregame and ending, posting highlights for the Pisgah Bear prospects with recruiting and scouting content on social media for the coaches postgame. Prince Boat Dock, you can find their Facebook, email, website, and phone number on your screen. Big thank you to them.
I got
Opening,
the lineups.
Ryan's back with the lineups, but opening April 1st, the marina down there at Lake Fontana. All you can think of when it comes to boating, fishing, water sports, you name it. Big thank you to Prince Boat Dock and the marina down there for sponsoring us and our away team sponsor for the Pisgah Bears. Yeah.
Well, we got starting lineups here. Just went and snapped the photo. Leading off for Pisgah is going to be Isaiah Mintz, talented sophomore. He's going to be in center. And then Carson heading off to Bluefield State. Carson Allison, he's going to be at first base. In the 3-hole, looks like Landon Wright, another good sophomore for Coach Shepard. Only at 27, saw him up at Mars Hill in the summer. He was already hitting some high velos. Can't read the number, though. He's going to be at third base. Boone Carver, that's a name that you all got to keep in your books, coaches. He's a catcher. He's very interested in the JUCO route. He's going to be the backstop this evening wearing number 8. Maddox Wright is going to follow him up. He's going to be playing shortstop. He's a versatile ball player. He can play the outfield. He can pitch, third base. But like I said, he's going to be at shortstop this evening wearing number 4. And then Owen Rigsby. Let's see. Yep, so Owen Rigsby, younger brother of Eli Rigsby, is going to be DHing tonight for, what does that say, Surrett? It's a new name for me. Let me read that here. Yep, Braden Surrett is going to be in. Oh, he's the pitcher. Okay, so Surrett pitching. And that is who Rigsby is hitting for. Rigsby wearing 18. Then Ford Jones, he's a sidearm slinger heading to Brevard College next year. He's going to be in right field. We might see him pitch in this game. Zach Wester will be at second base. Zach, also a very talented pitcher. Him and Wright are two to keep an eye on this year when we get back into conference play. And then batting ninth in left field is Eli Chambers. Glad to see that name again. I'm not sure if Eli, did he play last year? He's a good athlete. One of the other seniors here. So 3 seniors on this team for Coach Shepard. And then for, oh my golly. Hold on a second. Sorry, guys. There's my Brevard lineup. So batting first for Brevard is going to be Jordan Brown. He's the USC Aiken D2 commit. He's behind the plate. Not a new position, but newer in the sense that he hasn't played in a while. But, man, has he stepped up. We'll talk about that in the Meineke Fleet Keys of the game. Then followed by Grant Buchanan, good left-handed hitter. He's off to a strong start. He will be playing second base. Then Hunter Mason, the surprising freshman. Very excited to watch him play. He's going to be on the mound, but also playing shortstop when not pitching this year. Followed by Tyler Hodgson. Let me make sure I'm reading that right on the roster here. Tyler Hodgson, Hodgson. And Tyler is playing third base, batting fourth. And then in the fifth hole, Liam McCrary, talented sophomore. Liam will be playing shortstop this evening. Followed by Carter Powell at first base. That's younger brother of Lawson Powell, who we mentioned earlier. He's a Cleveland Yeti. Then Braylon Thompson. This was the name that Will Lindsay brought to me. He said baseball's new to him, but he's a very good running back and runs something like a 6'4", 60. So he says he's raw. Almost has like a Babe Ruth looking stance. But like again, I'm really curious to see. And again, raw as the day is, but Coach said we got to keep an eye on him. And I trust Will Lindsay. He knows his baseball, even as a young man. And then Sawyer McCoy will be in left field. Then Andrew Gorman will be in center field this evening. Andrew, a talented athlete, very intelligent, high GPA as well. And I think he's wearing number 1 is what that says. So sorry about the sporadic lineup. I was writing it down as I was telling it to you. Where are we at? We went through our sponsors.
Yeah, I think we're at the Meineke Fleet piece to the game.
All right. Well,
what makes Meineke the smart choice for your fleet? Solutions to meet the needs of any fleet, including fleet leasing, being self-managed, rental agencies, and more. Meineke is proud to sponsor the Meineke Fleet Keys to the Game.
Well, first one, catchers got to set the tone, but this is an interesting group for me. Very underrated backstops. Jordan Brown won because no one knew he was going to be catching this year, and he's one of the reasons you see the stability, you see this 4-0 record. Just when you put your best athlete behind the plate, you're going to have a great chance to win a ball game. And then again, on the other side, Boone Carver. Boone last year had said he was probably just going to go work after school, but came back this year and has been extremely interested in junior college baseball, especially because of the trades. And he is really going all in on his work behind the plate. So these are 2 of the better catchers, but in my opinion, lesser known catchers out here in Western North Carolina. So again, that's the first key, is having those catchers set the tone. Secondly, both these teams got to keep their nerves in a close game. Brevard's done a good job of that, squeaking out, 3 one-run victories before the blowout at East Henderson. Mm-hmm. And then on the other side, Pisgah had 3 strong wins, one over a Tuscola team that's predicted to potentially go back to states. I think they beat Reynolds, right? I believe. And then, or no. Inca.
Pisgah beat Inca twice.
Yep, that's it.
Before losing to North Buncombe.
Yep, before losing to North Buncombe by only 2 runs. So again, both these teams have played some close competitive ball games here. So continuing to keep the nerves in the close game is the second key. And then lastly, the youth needs to keep coming up big. There's some strong leadership on the senior class on both sides, but there's a lot of 27 and even some 28 talent in this game. So we're going to see if the youth can. Sometimes when you're young and you're just having fun playing, you don't realize how big the moment is. You can just play some baseball. Well, we'll go ahead and take a quick break here. As we are pretty much caught up as early as we have been so far in a pregame show. But yeah, we thank Meineke for being our pregame sponsor. We'll be back here in about 2 minutes. Sorry, I got a runny nose going here. All right, so Pisgah is finishing up their I.O. Brevard's already gone through theirs. We're right behind home plate tonight. Should be able to get a couple decent velocity readings for you. Again, a new name on the bump tonight for me with Surrett being the starting pitcher. So I wish I had a little more information on him. He's a junior. And I think it says here on Coach's Max Prep, he's only standing in there at 5'9", 135, so we'll see what he brings to the table. A couple of these pitchers, I'll tell you, Pisgah, they got some scrawny pitchers, but they can play, and I ain't trying to dog them too much, but obviously one of the main vocabulary words at the college level right now is physicality, right? So I think I read that lineup right, so we'll see if Surrett, like I said, I think Rigsby's hitting for him. Brevard, nice town. I've always been, I've been coming here a couple times a year for our events at Brevard College. Big fan of the USA South D3. a lot of our higher academic ball players are trying to stay closer to home and have got to pay attention to Brevard College. Good culture, kind of an artsy school, but appeals to everybody. They have good criminal justice, good education degrees. I know they do business. They even have it's kind of like an outdoor, I won't say outdoor education, but kind of an outdoor themed, hands-on education model that they use at Brevard College. So, again, in here in town for the high school game, but definitely want to give a shout out to Coach Carone, Coach Sizemore, and the whole staff over there at Brevard College, because they were runner-up last year in the USA South NC Westland.
Pisgah Bears. I want to remind you that one of the goals of high school athletics is learning lifetime values.
Interesting PA system. Sounds like the Orioles PA system. It hasn't been changed since 1992 when the Canham Yards opened.
Sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators.
My favorite thing about Brevard High School is I love their right field backdrop. I don't know if Hunter's got it in the camera there, but you got the big old outline of North Carolina with the big old Brevard B with the star, out there on the western side where Brevard High School resides in Transylvania County. Transylvania also hosts to Rosman 1A. Has Rosman got any W's this year? I mean, I know they've been struggling the last couple of years. Their enrollment is not nearly as high as some of the other mountain schools. So does Rosman have a sport?
Rosman 2-4 to start the year.
Yeah, who'd they win against?
Let's see. Rosman knocked off Cherokee 8-7 and Robbinsville 12-4.
Well,
and
again, that's some 1A ball right there.
Tough games against 3A Irwin and Polk County 19-2 and that Devil tournament.
Weekend tournament.
So they got Robbinsville up next Wednesday.
Now, it's 1A baseball is interesting out here. Robbinsville's had a couple guys in the past. What was it, Jeb Schuler, I think? He came down, went to Cleveland, and then went to Tusculum, I believe. Hayesville, they always have some guys. They sent some guys down to Young Harris in the past. Again, Michael Mauney recently committed to Berea. I've been working with Kyle Shaheen. I know he's got 2 or 3 schools he's narrowed it down to. They're just trying to figure out finances, as most families have to at the 4-year school in this market. Let's see. Who else we got out there? I know Andrews thinks they got a better squad this year. Hiawassee Dam got obliterated last night by some Georgia team. Yeah.
They're good in football.
Yep. And then Cherokee, my golly, if they could get some baseball going up there. I mean, if they have athletes, the Cherokee Nation, I know they pay for the college. So, we just got to help build up some of those 1A programs. Hayesville's done a great job building their program up. Murphy has been strong in the past. We're going to go watch Hayesville play Murphy on their senior night at the end of April. PA announcer is going through the lineups here for Pisgah and Brevard.
Number 5, Zach Buster. Number 2, Eli Chambers.
Now, I'm really excited to see the freshman for Brevard, Hunter Mason. Will told me that he's got hair that's all the way down to the belt line. And, if you could get a good look at me right now, you can see I appreciate the long Theo Bond style mullet.
Pitcher on the mound, number 7.
Never thought the Theo would be brought up by you. But okay.
Oh, I've been paying attention a little bit.
Tyler Hudson. Number 2, playing shortstop, Leon McCurry. Playing first base, number 15, Carter Powell.
Good looking uniforms tonight. I like the
Number 4, playing right field,
gray, black, and white on Pisgah. The strong bold letters across the top. Very clean cut look. And then the cream colored look of Brevard almost has that Kansas City Royals look to it. We're going to have our national anthem here in just a minute. Nothing can compare to last night's national anthem. Holy moly, that was an American Idol contestant that's getting ready to go on national TV. So we're going to go and step away here for the national anthem.
A quick moment of silence, followed by the playing of our national anthem.
I think he's trying to fit a play ball in there at the end. Again, do yourselves a favor and go find last night's South Caldwell and Enka game and listen to the national anthem in the first few minutes. It was absolutely outstanding. And Hunter and I were about 2 feet away. Mm-hmm. And again, I didn't know what to expect before they started singing. So again, the freshman Hunter Mason on the bump, and Will Lindsay has been raving about this kid. Has given him a lot of credit for the, or not the full credit, but some credit for a great 4-0 start.
Mm-hmm. Well, we head to the top of the first here, brought to you by Bloom Patch Farms. Bloom Patch Farms, socials, and email, website, phone number, all on your screen. Big thank you to Miss Sumner, Bloom Patch Farms. We'll detail all that they do coming up middle of the first, but shout them out a little bit. 300 dahlia varieties, floral design services, VIP cutting, just to name a few things. Big thank you to her. You can see her phone number is 828-772-1798. And her socials are up on the screen. Facebook at Bloom Patch and Instagram at Bloom Patch as well. Thank you, Miss Sumner, for sponsoring the first inning of our West North Carolina Scout and Stream Series.
Well, I know we're talking about gardening and flowers and all, and we're still about a week or so away from
I'll say anything's
spring,
growing in this cold right
but
now.
My golly, Bloom Patch helped us bring the spring weather. All right, so what's going to be our official start time of the game here?
Looks like about 6:35, 6:36.
So we apologize for the late start. Even though it wasn't our fault, we'll blame JV. So Hunter Mason on the bump. All right, where's the rest of these boyos? I'll write them on my dry erase board. We got Jordan Brown behind the plate, Hodgson at third, McCrary at short, Buchanan at second. First swing. There's a fly in the center field, tracked down by Gorman. Calls it in. 1 pitch, 1 out. Gotta like that. So Hunter Mason makes 1 pitch, 1 out.
15, Carson Allison.
All right, so I got my sloppy dry erase board. There's curveball there, my Mason. So we know he's got one of those.
Yep.
How do you like that hair there?
Love it. Big proponent of long hair. Not a huge fan of the Yankees issues.
Whoa, you didn't hear? The Yankees are allowing beards this year.
I did see that.
There's Carson Allison, the Bluefield State commit. Carson, one of the better right-handed hitters in the Mountain 7. Has worked hard to get his name to the top of the list for sluggers out this way in Western North Carolina. And he's going to be rewarded with an opportunity at Division II baseball. There's that curveball again. Yeah, an interesting look here from the freshman. And again, you don't even, up here, you don't see a ton of freshmen getting ops early, but it ain't impossible. 79 on the gun there. So some good early velo for the 28. Landing right in the on-deck circle. Carson Allison calls time. He doesn't like how fast Hunter Mason's working, but I like how fast Hunter Mason's working.
Look at him. He's ready to go. Ball in the glove to the face, ready to throw that sucker right now.
You don't see that kind of discipline a lot with our freshmen. Again, no knock on the JV game, but you see still
a lot of learning experience.
A lot of learning. Good curveball. Nice pitch. So that's a backwards K. So Hunter doing a good job of keeping his pitch count down early. We'll see Landon right. Landon dealt with some injuries last year. His recovery was deliberate and took his time and has worked himself back into the mid-80s. And he's going to be a force on both sides of the ball. Trapped out there by McCoy in left field. That's going to be a base hit single hard off the bat. Maybe let's see if the gun picked that up. Yeah, 84 off of the bat there, but also on an angle, so can't trust a stalker on a exit velo. But I got sitting here in front of me with the just continuous readings on it. Boone Carver, catcher here for Pisgah, is 26 grad. Like I said earlier in the pregame, showing a lot of interest in junior college baseball. He's been showing up, too. Every time we do ourselves one of the Western North Carolina College Tour Series, Boone's been showing up to learn more, inquisitive and doing his part to try to understand the best route for him in this tough market. So, 2-out base hit by Landon Wright. It's going to put Mason in the stretch for the first time. See where his velo's at. Outside of the windup. Calls his catcher out for a second, make sure they're on the same page. Well, maybe a good time to mention Patreon?
Patreon, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't checked yet in the last couple of days, see if we got ourselves an official member yet. But again, Patreon is a crowdfunding site. You can find ours at www.patreon.com/BB University WNC. Again, different membership levels, but it's really just to support what we're doing, try to keep building the idea. So again, check out our Patreon. Nice pitch there, just up, I guess. I'm
Interesting.
trying to figure out top of the zone, 78 on the gun. Quick pick here. Right back in without a dive.
It'll be quicker than that on the camera change.
Say Hunter's proud of the camera setup tonight. He thinks he might have our best one yet. He got every single angle of the field. We're not missing a ball in play tonight.
No, we're not. However, I was telling Ryan earlier, if we could have a fourth, maybe a fifth one, put one on ourselves back here, put one right behind the catcher would be nice, like last night's angle.
Foul ball, hit hard, but so Boone Carver finds himself in a 1-2 count. I don't know what right speed is, but not a bad time to maybe start the runner here because Mason's been going to his curveball early. Curveball's been up to 70. Again, I like a hard curve. Runner stays put. There's that curve. It's going to be deep in the hole. Picked up by McCrary. Nice play, but pulls Powell off the bag. That'll be an infield single for Carver, so everybody moves up a spot.
Courtesy runner, number 9.
Hodson made a dive for it.
Courtesy runner, number 9.
Oh, let's see who that is. So running for the catch. Oh, yep, of course, Coach Shepard. What's that? Okay, what's he saying?
Give it a hit.
Oh, I gave it a hit. Yeah. All right, we can be the official scorekeepers. We'll see. Well, let's see. Coach Shepard didn't put numbers on the Max Prep roster,
Nice.
so I have no idea who's running over there at first base. Could be Dominic Carver. Could be Ren Harden. Could be – it's probably one of those two because that's all I see in the roster here. It's not in the starting lineup. So
He's number 9. We know that.
say Powell playing back behind the runner with 2 outs. 80 on the gun there. Nice job of the freshman with a little early velo on a cold night. That makes me excited to think this kid's got 3 full seasons after this year to keep building up. Might be a good one for Anthony Payne to get with.
Mention him later on.
Nova
Payne.
pitching. So Maddox right up, talented lefty, swinger, righty thrower. He came out to our Cleveland prospect filming in November. It was pretty impressive. Had some of the junior college coaches talking. Good frame. You can see the body. He's got 30 more pounds of muscle he could put on there. Played just about everywhere. Shortstop tonight. I've seen him in outfield last year. Might be one of those guys that ends up being a really athletic first baseman one day with his size. And again, he's low 80s with some good spins on the mound. Oh, pickoff here by Mason at second. Nice spin. Gets Landon right on the pickoff. So I guess that'd be 1-6 there. That's going to have Maddox right to lead off the second when we come back. So we back on Bloom Patch.
Back on Bloom Patch.
Let's talk about them. Bloom Patch Farm in Hendersonville, North Carolina offers 300 dahlia varieties. I couldn't tell you the difference between them. I'm not a flower guy, but I'll tell you who can. That's Miss Sumner. So get with her. She's got the spring plantings going. She's got tons of floral design services, the VIP cuttings, the floral tours. I'm interested. I might head over for a floral tour myself since I don't know anything about dahlias. But they're starting to book those for the weekends, March through October. Give them a holler at 828-772-1798 or visit the social media pages. You can look up Bloom Patch Farm on Facebook or on Instagram at Bloom Patch. And again, remember, if you're listening outside of state tonight, Bloom Patch is not just local. They'll put them in those nice little sealed boxes, the temperature controlled boxes, and send those things out to you.
Yeah, big thank you, Miss Sumner. Appreciate you and your support of Baseball University.
Well, first look at the young pitchers at Surrett. I'm going to have to get a scouting report on him here in between innings. So Braden Surrett, the junior, 5'9", 135, listed on the roster. He's going to have a tough 3 to start off with here in the bottom of the first with Jordan Brown, one of the best athletes out here in the mountains. Grant Buchanan has been swinging a hot left-handed bat. And then Hunter Mason, the pitcher, who, again, has just been lights out. He was a Player of the Week nomination last week. Had a great stat line. Unfortunately, Wyatt McSwain's was better. But we'll see how things turn out this week for the Poppy's Popcorn Player of the Week. All right, so who we got here? We got Carver. We got Wright. We got Allison at first. Surrett on the bump. Landon Wright at third. Our second baseman is it Wester tonight? Yep, it's Wester. Center fielder is Mintz. In left field, we got Chambers. And then Ford Jones out in right field. Sloppy handwriting on my whiteboard, but that's how we remember them. Actually picked up this little trick from the Tuscola radio guys last year. I saw they had whiteboards to kind of just bring their eyes up to see, like, if there's a fly ball to right field, like last night with Hartley for South Caldwell. Just Hartley put out in right field. That kid had like 7 or 8 putouts. He was making a good run for that CamWood Bats player, too. Unfortunately, Graham Waters was like, nope, I'm going to throw a complete game and shove.
11 Ks last night?
11 Ks. That's the Pfeiffer commit. I was very impressed with him. Jordan Brown heading to USC Aiken next year, D2 commit. Just excited to see where it goes for the kid. Again, average age of a college baseball player in this crazy market is 21.9, 22 years old essentially. So some of our best athletes still got to be patient at the next level. Oh, throw wide here. So it's going to be an E5 on the throw. So Jordan Brown will reach on an error.
Blue Devils, number 6, Grant Buchanan.
So I had plenty of time. Clean glove over there. Just got to step and throw. Get a little straighter arrow on it. So this is where we talked about the catchers in the beginning of the game. You know, how well can they control the running game, keep their pitchers paced. Boone Carver and Jordan Brown are 2 names that'll get a little bit more well-known as the season moves on as far as respected backstops. Surrett deals 72 on the gun, so not a high velo arm. And still find success without throwing 85, 86. You just got to fill it up and mix. There's a nice pitch, middle in, strike on Grant Buchanan. Grant was another guy we saw down in November at Cleveland. Very impressed, good left-handed swing, very versatile, playing second and ninth. He can play outfield, he can play third base. I'm always a sucker for a left-handed bat that's versatile in the field. And man, there's something in the water down South Caldwell because they had, 4, 5, 6 lefties in that lineup last night?
Something like every other guy.
Surrett steps off. Now with the lefty in the box and Jordan Brown being one of our better athletes, you send him here. I mean, it's 0-1. 72 on the gun. So 1-1. Excuse me, 2-1.
I send him right here, though.
Still fastball count. I'd almost think about a pitch out here, to be honest. Nope, pitched quick. Didn't give Brown time enough to get a good lead. And that was allowed him to get an off-speed pitch in there, too. So good job by Surrett with the quick pitch there, 2-2 on the curveball. Now would be the time to go. Big lead, doesn't take off. And that is ball low. Looked like maybe a changeup.
I
See
thought
the
it
read
kind
on
of
that.
palmed it a little bit.
Surely it was not 37. I don't know what that read
The
was.
throwback.
Okay. So 3-2. I say sign them. Nope. Stays put. Oh, off the end of the bat. See if that gets down. It does. So a base hit single for Buchanan. So an error and a single here. Put runners on first and second. So early threat here for Brevard.
It's a good quab right there.
Very quabby.
For those of you who don't know what a quab is a quality at bat.
Let's
Two
see.
things that, let's see.
Base hit.
Base hit.
Walk. Hit by pitch.
Yes.
6 pitches or more seen in an AB.
Mm-hmm.
3 or more pitches after 2 strikes.
Yeah.
Reach on an error is not one.
I don't think so.
I think I've seen some coaches put it on there. I'm sorry. Reach on an error is not a quab.
No, that ain't your product. However, it should go.
Sack fly is a quab. Sack bunt's a quab.
Reach on an error should count towards your OBP, though.
No.
You get on base?
No.
It's how many times
it should
you get
not
on
be
base.
Rewarded for someone else's mistake in the stat line.
Well, you're not rewarding anyone with your on-base percentage. It's just telling you how many times you're getting on base.
I don't know.
If you hit the ball hard at people and they
hard hit.
Errors,
I think just hard hit contacts a quab, and that's
if you hit the ball hard,
that's a subjective.
Yeah.
Oh, runners off. See, we got to play here at third. Quick snap tag, not in time. Jordan takes third. Buchanan stays at home at first. So stolen base by Brown.
I'm a money ball guy at heart. I think more times you get on base,
I would.
more times it should.
Well, I'd be interested to see what Billy Bean thinks about that when he's trying to make accurate depictions on what is true on base percentage. You know, he doesn't want that phantom statistic.
How many times you reach on air in MLB though, compared to in high school?
Especially if your speed makes it happen. Well, that's a high strike. He didn't call the high fastball strike earlier. He calls the high curveball strike here. We'll see how consistent he is with that call. 3-1 count. Interesting pitch selection on the 3-0. He's a freshman. You give him the green light, 3-1. Yep.
They do.
That's going to be a base hit RBI. So 3 batters, 3 runners on. So RBI single by the pitcher, Hunter Mason.
That's play number 16, Tyler Hodgson.
Tyler is senior, I believe. Yep. Tyler Hodgson, one of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seniors. I didn't realize Coach had that many seniors this year.
Ugh.
What you looking
My
at?
Diamond Heels are not off to a good
Who they playing tonight?
Stanford, opening series of ACC play, coast to coast. 13-6. Stanford. They tied it earlier.
Hodgson takes a curveball, middle out for what I thought was a strike. But we'll say ball 1.
Yeah, I wish we
trying to find his zone early.
Camera right back here, kind of eye level. Where
what we should do is tape one to the catcher's forehead.
Do
the old Fox baseball catcher cam.
Maybe one day
with some duct tape and bungees.
Hey, if y'all want to support us, guys, visit our Patreon. Maybe one day we will put an iPhone on the catcher's helmet.
There's a nice curveball, strike.
That was nice. I like that in a 2-0 count. If you can throw it with command and throw it.
Have to. If you're throwing your fastball 73 to 75. Again, you can be effective. You got to pitch backwards. I always thought Devin Walker was one of the best at it. I don't know if anybody remembers that name. He's at Asbury out in Kentucky. He was only 75 to 78 in high school, but just pitched backwards. Great changeup, great curveball, and he gave batters fits. He was competitive against TC. He was competitive against Wes Henderson, and he's having a great start to his career out there in Asbury. He's a contributor. 66 on the curveball there, gets him looking. That's the first out of the inning, and that's a gritty K for Surratt. He needed that one.
He grinded that.
That's play number 2, Liam McCrary.
Here's Liam McCrary, starting to look a lot more physical than when we first saw him a couple years ago at last. I think we saw Liam in August last year at our Brevard film, and Liam's a versatile ball player. He can play just about anywhere, infield, outfield. I like him on the bump. He's still getting his velo up, but he's I like his offering. That's a nice backside single here. Lots of good small ball line drive base hits. Good approaches. Some guys going deep in the lineup, some jumping early on the first strike. So are we bases loaded? We are bases loaded. So we had a E5 to start by Jordan Brown, then singles by Buchanan, Mason, the K by Hodgson, and then the single by McCrary. And that's where we are right now with the bases loaded. Brown in on the RBI single by Mason. Brings Powell to the plate. That's Carter.
Corners in, middle back, playing for the double play here with one
Carter,
out.
Yep, Carter Jr., younger brother to Lawson Powell. A little bit of gap in right center, maybe. Nice mix there. Curveball, strike one.
He got him on his front foot.
These lights are going to be an issue. They're just a little lower than most of the high school lights around here. So if somebody sends one into the sky above those lights, those outfielders are going to have a hard time finding it when it gets into the dark. This will be a good example. That ball is back to left center field all the way to the fence. So on 2 bounces, hits the fence. Oh, my God, look at him. Liam McCrary doing his best to hit Hunter Mason. And all 3 are going to come in on Powell's bases clearing double. So 3 RBI double. So big brother Lawson, if he's watching the game, he's probably proud of his bro. How about Liam McCrary trying to catch everybody there? Liam read it well off the bat. Mason was trying to be safe and read, just make sure it got down. McCrary about burnt up his heels.
Riding that one down for the highlight reel, that's for sure. Yeah. That was a nice
timestamp. Now, I will say Surratt's throwing strikes, trying to be competitive. He's been a little up in the zone, allowing for some of these hard swings. We'll see what Coach Shepard decides to do here with 1 out and 4 in already. While we're waiting, we're going to talk about our social media. So if you're listening to the broadcast tonight and you're not subscribed yet to the YouTube channel, please click that subscribe button. We're trying to investigate the whole monetary side of YouTube too. So the more subscribers we get, the more we can potentially make revenue that way. And again, that keeps money in the pockets of our families when it comes to the summer and fall prospect filmings and the year-round advising we do. X is definitely a must follow for anybody that's into the college recruiting process right now. So follow us on X. Instagram, I still don't know what the heck I'm doing there, but we got
You're doing a good job.
300 followers in the last 2 weeks or something. And then Facebook, I feel like Facebook's still the best for the local stuff. So we're trying to join local Facebook groups and post about the games and make sure that the locals are informed.
Looks like making a change here.
This is Braylon Thompson, the football player I was telling you about. Coach Lindsay said we have got to keep an eye on him. He says raw is sushi, but he's got
that sushi
talent.
you ate the other day.
Oh my gosh!
Down at
Socorro,
Rutherford County.
Oh yeah. So new arm in here. Is that landing right?
Let's see if we can.
Coach, don't put numbers on his.
Now when we go to the mound for the Bears, number 18, Owen Rigsby.
Oh no, it's Owen Rigsby. Okay, it's a big body. We know Owen. Owen's on he's on our list of players to watch tonight. I didn't really get a chance to dive into that too much. I'll do that right now while we're waiting. A few guys I'm trying to learn a little bit more about tonight is one, Landon Wright. I know a little bit about Zach Wester, good talented pitcher. He's playing second tonight. Maddox Wright, we know. Boone Carver, we know. Isaiah Mintz, very talented sophomore. He's been getting got his freshman reps last year on varsity too. But this is another name, Owen Rigsby. Owen, seen his big brother go to Rockingham, so he's got a little bit of an idea of how the JUCO route works. Had a good talk with Owen before the game. Still just trying to figure out the future like every other kid. But in my opinion, I think he's physical. He throws fairly hard on the mound. He'll be a high 70s guy, maybe a low 80s guy. And this is a good chance for us to get a look at him this evening. If few players that we talked about for Brevard. You know, we talked about Andrew Gorman, high academic ball player in center tonight. Grant Buchanan, we saw at the base hit. Liam McCrary, you saw the wheels on him. Hunter Mason, the pitcher. And Braylon Thompson, who's now up at the plate. He was the newest name added by Will Lindsay. He said he doesn't know where it goes. He might be a football player at the next level, but he said the athleticism's there. And let me go back to my text message from Coach Lindsay this morning because he told me how fast his 60-yard dash time is. All right, here we go. So he said he ran a 6.53 60-yard dash. He says it ain't necessarily the prettiest, but he's batting .333 with 4 ribbies, and he's pretty smart on the bases. So let's take a look. In right field this evening. Coach calling timeout. What do you think's going on here?
I don't know what you're looking at. That was interesting.
Okay. Maybe thinks he was working a little quick. Maybe the old balk call.
Maybe something like that.
Comes set. He's set. Delivers. 78 on the gun there. Decent velo from the stretch on a cold night. We're going to be in the mid to low 40s, especially now that the sun's dipping. Grigsby delivers. Inside, good spot.
Yeah, looking at the replay, he kind of didn't pause for like half a second. So if that's what he's arguing about, then I could understand it. But who knows? Could have been anything.
Sometimes it takes the umpire a minute to pick up on it, too. He might not call it till the second, third time he sees it. Man, I don't know where that missed. Maybe that's a little up? I don't know.
I thought it was out and up.
Okay. 2-2.
It's all about where the catcher sets up, and if he moves that glove, that's what umpires really look for in high school.
Thompson, interesting setup. He's got a little. Oh, see its speed here. Oh, I was gonna say Thompson's lucky because he made the mistake of looking back. He was coming down the line and looked back. It's like, nah, man, put your head down and show us the speed.
Now coming to the Blue Devils, number 17, Sawyer McCoy.
Now, is that an error? Because I think he had time. The throw took him off. Like say
I'd
infield
say
single.
E1, or I mean,
it was the pitcher that came down and got it.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah,
I think that's an E1. Well, ooh,
that's pretty bang there.
That's
We'll be
close.
nice. We'll say single.
Always give them a single. You got to boost the averages for some of these young kids.
First and third. I want to see a stolen base attempt here. I'm going to see these wheels. Again, baseball's still new to him, so the nuances, the baseball IQ, those are things he's going to have to learn on the fly. So first and third, 1 out, 4 in here in the first. There goes the runner, no attempt. So second and third. Sawyer McCoy, the left fielder, up now. 1-1 count, 1 out.
He's got to drive these 2 in if they want to build on this crooked number here in the
say,
bottom of the first. Good start to the Blue Devils home first.
It's a good chance to bat around here. Fouls it off.
Oh, off the lights. You know, back when we played here, I always wondered growing up, how many balls are on the roof here? Like, we were right next to the school. I know y'all can't see it, but if you've ever been to Brevard High School, you know how many foul balls get hit on the roof of the school right behind the backstop.
I'm still shocked nobody picked up Ty Acock's home run last night. I went out to get the cameras there, shutting the lights down at South Caldwell, and found it up next to the wood line. Pop fly to right. Let's see. We got the tag here by Powell. Oh, drops it in right field. That's unfortunate. That's Jones out there in right field. We talked about these lights. Once it gets up above those low light lines, it can get lost in the dark for a minute. So E9.
Now play for Blue Devils, number 1, Andrew Gorman.
E9. McCoy makes it all the way to second. Powell's going to score. And Thompson will end up on third. Well, let me ask you this. Is there an RBI there, too, since it would have been the sac fly? I have to go back and read the book on that one. I'm not sure. It might just be an unearned run at that.
Yeah.
Second and third here. Andrew Gorman in the 9-hole.
That should definitely
Brevard
be an RBI
batting
in
around.
my book. There's a high school RBI, that's for sure.
Well, and again, we're going to have to look that one up
Well,
maybe in
yeah,
between innings.
It does depend, though, because, like, what if he throws him out there?
Yep.
You never know, so maybe not an RBI.
I want to look that up here on Google in a minute.
Baseball rules are
sac
weird.
fly opportunity, balls drop for an error. Strike two, way ahead here.
I like the camera angle we had there. Look, I'll show you the replay on it. It gives the perfect angle of the tag up on a fly ball to right in center field.
Oh, yeah, I do like that.
I love that. That's something we got to write in our notes. Oh,
78 on the gun, so again, pretty steady velo. Strike three is a big K for Rigsby. And we're back at the top here is where it started in the first with JoJo Brown. Jordan going to Aiken next year, strong D2. Is that Conference Carolinas, I think? I think so.
Chat's popping off today.
Swing, and there's a dry. I think at the end of the bat, though. It's going to be dying, and that ball is caught.
Nope.
Oh, no, it isn't. I thought he had it. That's my bad. So, ball drops. I guess we got to give him a single on that. How many runs in?
Two.
So, 2 RBI single. There's a big swing, but it's off the end of the bat. Allows it to drop. So, Jordan Brown on first base. That scores Thompson from third and McCoy from second. Pisgah's going to have to start digging here.
Yeah.
Down 7 in the first.
Punch
Still plenty of ball game. So Grant Buchanan singled and scored a run earlier in the inning. Rigsby delivers. 77 on the gun.
Grant Buchanan.
Talked to Grant a little bit about college. Definitely wants to play. Has no idea what he wants to study, and I told him that's perfectly fine. Nice try by Carver. Snap tag, and he is out. So there's a nice little peek at what Boone Carver can do for you. It's 2-6 caught stealing. And that's not an easy runner to throw out in Jordan Brown. So catcher catches catcher. And we'll see if Jordan Brown might have an opportunity. Well, I don't know if Boone Carver's getting a steal sign. We'll see. Boone's an athlete, but he ain't quite JoJo Brown's fast.
Well, at the top of the second, brought to you by Hale Tax Solutions. Appreciate the former IRS agents over at Hale Tax Solutions for understanding the tax system's complexities and getting us to our maximum returns. They've been in business since 1997 and do everything from tax returns for personal, corporate, trust, estates, and nonprofits. They also offer bookkeeping and will be your representation at state and federal audits. So excited to bring them on as our second inning sponsor. Look at those guys well over at Hale Tax Solutions, and all their socials, email, phone number on your screen. So thank you to Hale Tax Solutions for being our second inning sponsor.
You can take it for a minute, Hunter. I'm texting a couple schools right now.
He's texting, and the chat is popping off. A lot of Pisgah and Blue Devil faithful out there in the chat. Excited to see some viewership numbers popping up. We're already at 96 views, not even an hour into the game, so appreciate you guys for watching. Show you all 3 camera angles right now. On your left, you have the behind home plate. We got it on tripod tonight. Upper right, hooked to the little railing on top of the dugout, and bottom left or bottom right, hooked to the netting pole. One of the large, 15, 20-foot poles that holds up the netting. So excited to bring you 3 camera angles all around. Every inch of fair territory is covered tonight. Got the tag ups, the pickoff plays. So hopefully I stay on track and we show you these correctly. So thanks for tuning in, guys.
Yeah, we got a bunch of JUCO guys or JUCO coaches tuning in tonight. More than I thought we were because, it's Friday and most people are playing. But a lot of colleges don't have lights either. So, this 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock game, some of them are tuning in. It's good to see. probably going to catch a lot on the replay. Well, Maddox Wright was up at the plate when Landon Wright was picked off to end the first, so he gets a fresh count. It's 0-1 here. Nice curveball. 69 on the curve. That's a good mix right there. I like this freshman. I don't know much about, when you see a freshman pop up like this, it's like, I don't know where they're playing, Little League before this, travel ball. I have no idea in this market, I will say this. I'm going to encourage him to try out for Legion and especially Junior Legion next year because we got some plans for 2026 to try to figure out how to get a recruiting element to the Legion side of things. As many of you know, you don't have to pay to play for post-70 Senior Legion. We'll talk about them here in the third inning. We like that as an alternative to the extremely expensive travel and showcase world that's out there.
Yep. Love us some Legion ball.
So 1-2. Ooh, went to the heat, 80 on the gun. So nice job by the kid holding his velo early, especially after sitting for a long time in the bottom of that first inning. Here's that curve again, 71. Not a bad miss, full count.
I like that in that situation.
I haven't seen a changeup yet. Have you seen a changeup? I would say that's the pitch right here. 81 on the gun fastball. So I don't know if he's got a change yet. Might not need it with a 7-run lead. That'll bring Rigsby to the plate. He started as the DH, but now he's on the bump. So Surratt, he's removed from the game. He was our starting pitcher. Say the chat's blowing up, right?
Yeah.
I love it.
Drop where you're watching from, guys. Appreciate y'all for talking on there.
Yeah, interactive.
Very, very cool to see. This is our most active chat, I think, since the Chase McDowell game.
Nice pitch, 78 on the gun. If y'all in the chat, send out the link to more friends and family. Get it out there. Get people watching. This is the closest thing we got to ESPN here in the mountains. Swing and a pop-up foul right over the press box. Again, Brevard with the oddly placed press box down the first base line. I couldn't even find the American flag in the beginning where everybody's doing the national anthem. I didn't realize it's blowing off the side of the press box. They got a flagpole in
dead center.
Right, nice curveball. So Rigsby finds himself in a 2-2 count. .72 on the gun. I like a hard curve.
He went to that in the last 2-2 count, so it was interesting to see what he comes back up with.
And that's a nice AB by Rigsby, too. Full count. 80 on the gun, but nowhere near the zone. Ball forward. Nice AB by Rigsby. There comes Ford Jones, the sidearm singer. He's heading off to Brevard College next year. I like Ford. He spins it pretty well for a subby, too. Good spins on his fastball and slider. We got him on the TrackMan up at Mars Hill back in June, I believe. Ford's one of those guys, too, that spins it pretty well, and he's like 74, 75 with it. So I think if he can get 20 pounds on that frame of his, keep spinning it like he does, I bet you he can throw 80-plus. We got our pinch runner?
Number 6.
Number 6.
Oh,
we don't have numbers. Coach Shepard don't do numbers.
He's like, anyone can wear any number any day of the week.
Oh, boy.
Or he forgot to put them in.
There's the bunt right out front. Nope. Stays behind the plate. Brown picks it up, and that'll be strike 1.
We do have a little blind spot with camera 2 and camera 3 where it's like, oh, can't see the bunt there. Oh, can't see the bunt on that side. So got to keep it at this angle.
See if Jones squares again here.
He is. Pulls it back. See if he'll slash here. Lay it back down.
Curveball.
I like that.
Hodgson
might throw one down.
Hodgson just on the grass.
There he goes to square. Pulls back.
Swing, and there's a drive to left field. That's going to turn the left fielder around. That's over his head and off the wall. So how about Ford Jones? Say the pinch runner had to hold up for just a second there. So easy double for Jones, but not so easy for the pinch runner getting to third.
Well, that fielder first step was in, and I knew off the bat when I saw him step in, that ball was way over his head.
Once you see the numbers on the outfielder, they're
Time
in
to
trouble.
go.
Zach Wester.
There's Zach Wester. Zach's one of my favorite young pitchers in Western North Carolina. Throws pretty dang hard. He came out and did some film with us this past summer. He's another kid that could probably lock in a room with some cheeseburgers. A lot of skinny pitchers for Pisgah. And it's a good thing. It means there's ceiling. You know what I mean? It's just a matter of starting to learn the physicality. And again, there's a lot of ways to going about the weight game the right way, but just I've always liked the advice I got from Coach Victory. That was a quick work of Wester by Hunter Mason there.
Good morning, good afternoon, good night.
Yep, but Coach Victory, who's up at Hood College now, when he was at Brevard, he would always tell me the easiest thing to tell a kid is eat a gram of protein a day for every pound you want to weigh. So if you want to be 180, eat 180 grams of protein a day. And probably more lifting than cardio too. So Eli Chambers up with 2 down. We got runners on second and third here. Chambers in the 9-hole. It'd be great to see him come through for the Bears, especially down 7-0 here in the top of the second. So 0-2 quickly. So Hunter Mason buckling down, strikes out the side. So Pisgah threatens, but Hunter Mason says, I'm too young to be threatened by the moment right now. I'm going to go ahead and just strike everybody out. So second inning sponsor. Saw this guy today, Michael Hale, Hale Tax Solutions. Got my return, and it was solid. So Hale Tax Solutions is the official tax preparer of Baseball University of the Blue Ridge. They've been in business since 1997. Hale Tax Solutions International is headed by former IRS agents that understand the tax system, its complexities, and they can guide you to your maximum returns. And honestly, that's why I'm going to go ahead and say, like, if you are still looking for a new tax guide or just someone to trust, like, that right there, someone who knows the system and knows how to make sure that you are getting every single little bit of return that you can. So they perform all sorts of returns, the personal, the corporate, the trust, the estates, the nonprofits. They do the bookkeeping services. They do consulting. And if it ever comes to it, they can be your representation at a state or federal audit. So with tax season in full swing, give Hale Tax Solutions International a call at 828-435-6082 and let them know you heard about it on the broadcast. So Rigsby in for another inning of work. Let's see. Rigsby came in. Golly, I don't even know if I was paying attention to what batter he came in on.
Now can take for the Blue Devils. Number 6, Grant Buchanan.
I say it might have been after that 3-run double, right? Yep. So I think he came in, gave up the infield single to Thompson. They had the E9 drop in right field and struck out Gorman. And then the RBI single by Brown. He was caught stealing, so that brings us to Buchanan here in the bottom of the second. Didn't sound beautiful off the bat. That sounded crunchy. So that's out number 1. That's going to sting the hands.
Oh, you heard it. You heard it. You can tell he's like,
Number 7, Hunter Mason.
I think it's going to sting for the entire bottom of the second. I'll guarantee it. It's cold out here. You got to go. I don't know what you going to do.
I got some hot hands.
Yeah.
So Hunter Mason had an RBI single, scored a run in the first. And about a millisecond later, Liam McCrary scored a run. They're having a race around the bases. Swing. Foul tip back into the catcher. Boone Carver's unfazed. He's a tough one. So Rigsby been dealing. He's been doing all right since he got in here. He's been consistent. He's been filling it up.
I like this teal bat he's got. Pretty nifty.
I know nothing about these bats nowadays.
Nowadays, me either. About 5 years ago, I could tell you. Had a one-piece Louisville Slugger back when the three pieces were in style. He don't know. He's back in the BSR era. The wood bat.
we were back like I remember my senior year was the first year they went to -3. I think we were out. I was allowed to swing a -5 all the way up to my junior year. Yeah, we had a whole bunch of home runs that I didn't deserve.
Well, if I would have been able to swing a -5 in high school, I probably would have hit a home run too.
2-1 count. No, 2-2 count. Popped up foul, and there's another one of the many that's probably on the top of Brevard High School. How many think are up there?
Over and under, about 42.5 right now. I'd take the over by a mile.
I wonder if that's just a daily or a weekly thing. They go up there and pick them all up. Pop up. That's going to be in front of the – oh, boy. Oh, pops in and out of the glove of Carver. It's foul territory. Thought for a minute it was gonna spin back into fair territory. Hate to see it.
Got to throw the mask earlier.
We call it an E2? Probably, right? Yeah, it's E2.
Yeah.
It doesn't go in the box anywhere. It just, if it ends up getting on base, it won't go against his ERA. Nice pitch. Goes up in the zone to get the strikeout. That's a big K. Rigsby really needs to try to get a 1-2-3 here to get some momentum back in the Bears.
You're the catcher there. You go patch a pitcher on the back after this and say thanks for that.
Yep.
You got me.
Thank you that did not have to come up later in the conversation. Now, he'll be reminded when he watches the broadcast later. You know, all the kids like to go home and or watch it on the way home on the bus. So.
He'll be reminded when he gets in the dugout and coach gets on him. But, hey, that's a learning experience. You got to make those plays. You got to throw the mask early, get out of the way. And sometimes if the umpire's smart, he'll stand right there where he thinks you're going to throw, and he'll catch it.
Yep. So Hodgson up. He struck out looking his first time. That was against Surratt. I think that was actually the only out recorded by Surratt was the Hodgson strikeout. Rigsby delivers. Swing, and that's driving to right center field. Is it going to hang up long enough for Jones? It will, and he catches it for the 1-2-3. So FO9 ends the second.
Into the third.
Excuse me, ends the top. Are we going to top three?
Going top three.
Top three.
Talk about our broadcast sponsor, CamWood Bats. CamWood Bats located in Haywood County, Western North Carolina, but serving baseball and softball players across the nation. Game badge, trainers, tees, tutorials, and more available for purchase at www.camwoodbats.com. As a part of our partnership with CamWood, make sure to use the coupon code BBUWNC for a 10% discount on all purchases through their website. Thank you to CamWood Bats for being the premier sponsor of the West North Carolina Scout Streaming Series. Let's talk about third-inning sponsor, American Legion Post 70. Ryan,
well,
tryouts are starting March 23rd.
Earliest they've ever done tryouts because of the demand.
March 23rd, 4 p.m. Interested parties have to attend one tryout. I think Ryan's going to read a little bit about Coach Decker from last year's American Legion.
Coach
program.
Decker, he was a teacher. He's been a teacher at North Henderson for 20 years. 20 years. He spent the last 6 years at North. He coaches varsity softball at North. He also coaches golf. But in the past, he's coached baseball as the JV head coach, as the varsity pitching coach at North. And then he accepted the position as the head coach of Hendersonville Post 77 before they shut down. But he's been at American Legion Post 70 now for 6 years. His first 3 years were as an assistant for Post 70, and then he spent a year as the head coach of Post 77. And then last year, Coach Decker came back to Post 70, 2 years ago, and he's been the head coach since. You know, he's got his son Ryan Decker helping out, and then Jacob Raby, who we hung out with a little bit last night. He came over from Drone. He's one of the assistants there to watch the South Caldwell game. American Legion baseball goes way back in Western North Carolina, but also just in the history of our country. And right now on the American Legion Twitter page, they're going state by state right now and celebrating the history in every single state that they have Legion in. So, again, Legion's coming back. It's always been kind of strong in the foothills of North Carolina. Kind of petered out across the nation during the Showcase Travel Ball era, but now is we see with the economy, people want more cost-effective ways to get their baseball and play competitive baseball, and Legion is making a strong comeback, especially here in the mountains at post 70. So make sure you try out. If you're anybody who's somebody in West North Carolina high school baseball in the Asheville area, you need to be trying out. So back at the top here, we have Isaiah Mintz at the plate. Isaiah, a sophomore, he's in center field. Isaiah impressed last year. He was getting reps as a freshman. Great swing there, keeping his hands in on a curveball. It's a very good piece of hitting. So single by Mintz. He'll be a guy. That's going to bring Carson Allison to the plate.
At the plate, number 15, Carson Allison.
Carson, not the tallest first baseman. When he made state games this last year, and it's funny seeing him out there next to Luke Nesbitt and Caden Davidson, who are about 7'5". But Carson's one of the best defensive first basemen that you're going to find. His footwork's solid. He's always putting his body on the line to get the out. I've seen him get hammered by runners trying to make a tough scoop play or, bang, bang play at first. But, it's just testament to his toughness. Pretty good awareness over there around the bag. Take strike one there. Well, it's only getting colder, so let's see how Mason's velo's holding here in the third inning. It's been cruising so far. He's given up he's scattered 4 hits here. 72 on the curveball, pops it foul. There might be a shot here for Powell, and he makes the catch. That's a good out there for Mason.
Well, there's a dead zone over there on the cameras. We apologize for that.
He caught it.
We won't lie to you.
That was a nice track by Powell. Pitchers got to love their infielders for that, when they can steal an out for him. That brings Landon right up. Landon hit a really hard single in the first inning, but inning actually ended when he was picked off a second. Ground ball booted by McCrary, picked up, and he throws across, and that's not going to be in time, so it's going to be an E6 with 1 out here. Mintz moves up to second base.
Coach Lindsay earlier today was talking about defense needing a little bit of work, giving up some errors earlier on in the week, but still off to a good start. Offense making up for it here. But
well, everybody's moving around with Jordan Brown coming to catcher now. That opened up shortstop. Liam's been filling in there. The pitcher, Hunter Mason's been playing short. Grant Buchanan, he's very versatile. He can move in between the middle and the outfield. He's got an athletic little crew here. This is, if they can find the pitching week in and week out in the 2A, Brevard's going to have a chance to challenge for second place. And that one's back near us. Oh. So that ball hits the hands of the Brevard faithful back there, and man, that's got a sting on a night like this. So Boone Carver here with an 0-2 count. Boone had a single his first AB. There's that curveball, and that's strike 3. The curveball, I'll tell you, they got to start looking for it, almost like Austin Nelson did in that Providence Day Christ School game when everybody in the stadium knew the Wells Alderman curveball was coming, and he almost put a dent in your new Jeep. So sometimes you got to guess, especially against a talented pitcher like Mason, who's still holding his low 80s velo here early on. 82 on the gun there, I think. So that's Maddox right here. The shortstop struck out his first time up. 82 there as well. So 80 to 82 on the gun for Hunter Mason.
Good number.
Man. Yeah, for a freshman. Dude, it took me all the way to my senior year to throw 82, and I'm 6'5".
I definitely don't think I ever threw in the 80s in high school. But we'll never know.
I'll tell you, too, back when we played, we just didn't know what the heck we were doing either, So I wish I had some of the instruction and tutorial that these kids get, especially Nova pitching.
Oh, every kid nowadays you got YouTube, you got access to it. I mean, we had it, but there wasn't all this, teaching on YouTube and everything.
Strike 3 looking. So Hunter Mason doing work the golden locks. I don't know, Sunshine. He ain't quite Sunshine from
Sunshine, yeah.
Remember the Titans.
Yeah.
So how many Ks is that so far? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Ks through 3, and he scattered 4 hits. Again, back to our third inning sponsor, American Legion Baseball. Again, tryouts coming up March 23rd, 4 p.m. at beautiful West Henderson High School. We finally got our first game at West coming up soon, and I'm excited to see if the Starling can tackle the phenomenon that is the Haywood Road Bermuda Triangle. But anyway, tryouts March 23rd. If you're anybody who's somebody in Asheville area, Western North Carolina baseball, you got to try out. And again, you younger kids that are listening, we're going to start Junior Legion next year. So, again, they got their own vans, their own buses. They try to pick up the whole bill. I think the only thing I do is put your down payment or your, what they call security deposit for your uniform. And as long as you don't tear it up, set on fire, lose it, you'll get your money back. But again, American Legion Baseball been around for a long time. Started in 1925. And it's taught hundreds of thousands of young Americans the importance of sportsmanship, good health, and active citizenship. Nationwide, too, I think the first ever American Legion World Series was actually held in Philadelphia in 1926. But now it's held right down the road in Shelby at the most beautiful stadium I've seen.
Definitely in this area.
Yeah,
it's
a beautiful stadium, and I know there's an Easter tournament they're doing down there, and a lot of our mountain teams are heading down that way to participate. But don't forget American Legion for tryouts, and also just if there's any vets listening and you're not already part of Post 70, get with them. They're looking for people to join or looking to grow their membership, and they're all about community service. So if anybody out there has good ideas, they said approach them. They'll try to fund it.
That's play for Blue Devils, number 2, Liam McCrary.
Here's Liam McCrary. Had a single and a run scored in the first. Liam showing off the wheels in that inning, too, on the bases clearing double by Powell. He was right on the heels of Hunter Mason, who both scored simultaneously. So in the third inning here, Rigsby back out for another inning. Rigsby working from the stretch. Ooh. Fastball up and in, hits him. So McCrary will be on base for a second time this evening. If there's anything to motivate you to put a little extra weight on, boys and girls, it's an HBP on a 42-degree night.
Can confirm.
Well, Carson Powell had the big loud swing today that's really been the difference maker so far. Put the crooked number up in the first. They scored 7. That's where it stands right now. He hit the fence on 2 hops. And everybody came around to score. Fouls one off to the right here. Doesn't make it on the roof. That baseball will be salvaged. They probably go through about 10 more boxes of baseball than the average high school.
Oh, have to, because they forget about them or they just can't go up there after every game.
Fastball up in the zone. It's been about 74 to 78 on the fastball on a chilly evening.
You're no Asheville tourist or any major league team, minor league team, where it's like, oh, you hit it 3 times, it's done.
Yep.
Not game worthy anymore.
At Tourist Stadium, you ain't getting them back. There's nothing but woods around there.
Well, unless you go walk behind the fence like my dad did one time. I'll have to pull that photo up and show you. So we're playing the Asheville Tour we're not playing the Asheville Tour. It's playing at the Asheville Tour Stadium, McCormick Field. It's East Henderson. And we get there early and, Dad goes on a little walkabout. And he goes behind the fence. And if you've been there, you know that fence is a very steep slope and a lot of woods and a lot of bushes.
Another foul back.
And he goes there, and he comes back, and, he's got his jersey tucked in. We had to button up jerseys all the way. And so he had he unbuttons one of the lower buttons on his jersey. And he's probably got 17, 18 baseballs in his jersey like he's Santa Claus.
They're going to have to start billing Powell for these baseballs. He's put 2 or 3 up on the roof in this AV.
But he got a bunch of them, and, Mr. Hawkins there is like, what are we doing? I was like, well, they're no good to them anymore. They hit him 2, 3 times. So.
Oh, Mr. Hawkins, give me a call back. I've left him 3 or 4 messages. I'm going to try again. I want to try to figure out how to get the Asheville tourists involved with what we're doing. That's a big strike out there by Rigsby after the leadoff HBP, especially going in the bottom of the lineup here, trying to find a second scoreless inning here. Again, Rigsby's created some stability, relieving Surratt here after he got hit a little early. This brings the Speedy Thompson up. Again, a little deliberate, a little rigid in the swing, but he puts it in play. He's going to beat this one out for an infield single, too. Gets down that line pretty quick. So technically he's 2 for 2, but I mean these are just like Curtis Goodwin singles. You probably don't remember that reference. Let me see. Maybe Billy Hamilton. That'd probably be a better comp for the more recent players. Curtis Goodwin was an Orioles prospect that came up and batted like 400 through his first 2-3 months in the mid-90s and kind of fell off after that, but this is how he did it. You know, just put the ball in play and just motoring. So there's value in speed. Speed kills. Speed can get you to the next level, even if it's your only tool to work with for now. Good bunt here by McCoy. They're going to throw to third. Probably should have just taken the sure thing at first, so it's a sack bunt in the book, but he's going down to first on the fielder's choice. McCrary to third, Thompson to second, and McCoy to first, and here we are threatening with the potential. I wish you could upload that picture.
I wish I could, because you can see where there's like 17 baseballs even on a walkabout.
That brings Andrew Gorman up, number 9 hitter.
You think athlete. I'm kidding?
Yes, I'll tell you what, I know the corners are in, but this wouldn't be a bad opportunity here, depending on how the AD goes, to maybe put a bunt down.
Oh, I love it. I love it right now. I put it right to the umpire.
Yep, and the thing is, you got McCrary with decent speed here at third base. We'll see what they do. Gorman can swing it, though. I'm not sure if he's I haven't checked any stats yet to see what kind of start he's had to the season, but he's a good athlete.
Take a couple pitches right now, 2-0 count. He's barreling one here.
Yeah, Rigsby's been filling it up. No walks yet for Rigsby, the 1 HBP, but
up 7-0. I give him green light.
That's out. It was a good call. 3-0.
3-0, I don't give him a green light, but 3-1, you got the green light.
You take right here. It's just you play the odds on a cold night.
Oh,
especially you let those Pisgah Bears toes get cold a little bit, sitting around a little bit.
Now this is where I'm swinging away.
I mean, you time a fastball here. You have to. Ooh, ball outside, and that's going to be an RBI walk for Gorman. RBIBB. McCrary scores his second run of the game.
Yeah, don't you love baseball scoring? You can get an RBI for walking, but that's not an RBI when you put the ball in play on the reached on air.
Let's ask Google.
High school rules amended.
Sack fly opportunity.
Boost a kid's confidence.
That outfield drops.
Oh.
Fouls this one back.
It's coming back.
Everybody's running for their lives. Oh. Almost takes out another fan. Is it an RBI?
Dude, we are right in the thick of it. I was telling Ryan earlier, it's kind of like we're broadcasting from the bleachers at Wrigley, or, right here, we are smack dab in the middle of the fans, right behind home plate, first row of the little brick concrete backstop they got here, the stands. So it's like we're right in the middle of it. And another one, that's on the roof. Wind picking up tonight. Got any answers from the interweb machine?
No.
Nope. We'll have to look that up and get back to you on Monday.
If there's 2 outs, I would say no. You know what I mean?
So what? It's RBI.
But I'm talking about a sack fly RBI on them.
RBI on.
I don't know. I'll get back to that in between innings. I want to watch Jordan Brown hit. He's got the bases loaded here with the chance to crack this thing wide open, make a big old statement for Brevard on a cold night. Swing and a foul off to the right side. And stays off the roof. So Jordan Brown.
In baseball, if a runner reaches on an error after a sacrifice fly, the batter is still credited with an RBI as long as the score judges that the runner would have scored even if the ball had been called cleanly. The error does not negate the sacrifice fly RBI.
So I'm going to give Sawyer McCoy an RBI on that play.
However, in MLB, that might have been a different scenario. But, again, it's up to the home scorer. So, official scorebook.
Wind picking up just a little bit here. Nice pitch. Ooh.
It's a great take right there after.
You've got a better angle on it than I do.
Nah, that was out. That's a ball. And you saw the catcher right there pointing away.
He was telling his coaches settle down. It's a good catcher, just being honest.
Very smart catcher right there. A lot of respect for that.
Catcher, the umpires pick up on that too. Curveball keeps his hands in. That's going to be into center field, caught by Mintz. And that will score Thompson. McCoy heads over to third. And Gorman moved up to second, too.
On the throw. That's an advancement on an error.
So sack fly, RBI, FO8.
I want to see this on the replay.
Interesting stat line for Brown so far. He's 1 for 2. He reached on an error, scored a run, has the RBI single, RBI sack fly. Brings Buchanan up. He's 1 for 2. With 2 outs here. Again, trying to keep it a 9-run game here. Rigsby's been doing all right. Run into a little trouble here. Say for the most part, he's been filling it up. What are you thinking?
That's just a great angle.
Yeah.
Love the runners tagging up there. Got to keep that one in the back of our minds.
Quick pick. Does he get him? Yes, he does. Boone Carver with the pickoff, the third base. Picks McCoy. So we're going to put that as a PO 2-5. And that's his second pick of the game. The caught stealing in the first. And then this pick here in the third. So Boone Carver showing you why we talked about him in the beginning of the game.
Well, let's go ahead and talk about our travel home and away sponsor. Travel sponsor is 828 Service Group. Big thank you to 828 Service Group for sponsoring our travel expenses we encounter throughout the spring. Gas, food, in some cases, lodging. Home team sponsor, Baird Private Wealth Management. Thank you to them for being our home team sponsor for the Brevard Blue Devil prospects, getting their highlights and marketing this game to coaches on their behalf. Big thank you to Baird Private Wealth Management. And for our away team sponsor, Prince Bodog. Big thank you to Prince Bodog for being our away team sponsor, sponsoring the time we put for the Pisgah Bear prospects and getting this out to coaches and cutting up their highlights. So big thank you to them for being our away team sponsor. You want to talk about these
I'm excited to get up to Lake Fontana. We were talking with Mr. Alan Wright earlier. I think he's the proprietor up there. And sounds like they got everything for all the rentals that you want to have a nice family outing. So, again, check out the boat docks, Prince Boat Docks. But now let's talk about that fourth inning sponsor, Hauling Solutions and Grading. This is a good neighborhood for them to hear it. Andrew Casoria, owner of Hauling Solutions and Grading. He's the guy to call for any kind of gravel, dirt, rock, topsoil, and more delivered to your home, business, or job site. Hauling Solutions has dump trucks, large and small enough to fit your needs. You also want to give him a call for any kind of grading needs, such as driveways, culvert replacements, bank erosion, ditch work, building pads, and more. Andrew has a great team that will take care of you. I personally have used Andrew's services several times. And again, they've added the grading aspect to their business. And after Helene, man, they've been busy. So make sure you give them a call or text at 828-776-9377 for a quote today. You can also find them on Facebook. Again, look them up, Hauling Solutions and Grading. And it's about time with this weather starting to hopefully warm up the next couple of weeks. Start getting into some yard projects. Give Andrew a call. All right, we're in the top of the fourth now. And Owen Rigsby leading off here for the Bears. Hunter Mason still wheeling and dealing out there. See where his velo is here in inning number 4. 78 on the gun there.
Bears number 18, Owen Rigsby.
And again, a lot of future for the young freshman here, so we'll see what his pitch count is this evening. Curveball up in the zone. That'll be a ball. 1-2. Good mix. Say he tries to spin it again. Say he just missed high. Go ahead and spin it. Nope. Went back to the fastball at 80 on the gun. So high curve, high fastball. Now I say spin it. Spin it in the middle of the zone here. Try to miss low. hits the spot, but Brown was already framing it out there. He was already about
his
3
glove
inches.
moved.
So he hit the mitt, but he was already setting up 3 inches outside. I still think he should have gone back that curveball. Let's see. Yep, pops it up.
It's
coming right back behind the plate. Oh, Jordan Brown and Boone Carver were bragging on him early in the game. They both dropped a pop-up foul, so they're even.
Catcher has to turn his body 180 degrees there and play it like an infielder. And most of the time they're not used to playing that and seeing how that ball comes back.
It spins.
So he comes almost all the way to the backstop here and then has to go back. If he just sits right where he is and walks to it, he makes that play 10 times out of 10.
And again, he's getting his reps. He's a good athlete back there, but nice K there.
Saves him again.
Yep. So I was gonna say he'll pick up on those nuances.
Well, with the wind,
yep,
it's probably swirling up there. From our angle, it looked like it just went straight, but from his angle, it could have been.
You also got the pop up above the low lights.
Yeah.
That brings Ford Jones up. Ford, better known for submarine pitch, and he hit one off the wall earlier. Tries to do the drag bunt here with the third baseman Hodgson way back behind the bag.
He's going to love to make these mistakes in a game like this where he can learn about them, and then later on in the season when that type of play matters, he will make that play. Guarantee it.
You would think that in a 9-0 lead you have a little freedom to make a mistake. We'll see if it comes back. Probably not, because he did get the K. In on the hands, we'll see if that's going to get down. Dying Quayle makes a dive and centers. Gorman, umpire says no catch, so that's a bloop single for Jones. He's 2 for 2. So the potential future PO at Brevard College batting 1,000 in the game.
That was an interesting read there by the center fielder because he saw it come straight in and then stopped. Kind of hesitated, then kept coming in. So.
Maybe the lights again. It gets above those lights. It disappears for a second. Man. You got to find it twice sometimes. So Wester, he struck out on 3 pitches in that second inning. Say Mason made quick work of the 8-9 hitters last time. We'll see if Wester and
where's the bunt?
Chambers and the on deck here can be a little more competitive with the stick. So bunted through that one.
Bunting through that. I mean, I like the call here. You got to get some guy in motion. You got to make the defense make a mistake. They've been playing back all night. Haven't really been moving around a lot. So
see if Shepard gives him the bunt call again.
I'd throw it down again if I'm him. Yeah, he does.
Pulls back. Oh, Brown wanted to make a quick snap throw. Just couldn't quite get the handle on it.
Man, if I'm the third baseman, I'm playing 65, 70 feet right there. Like, come on in. Get on the grass. Like, he's going to lay it down.
So balls of the feet on the lip of the grass right now. Double play depth in the middle. First base is holding. Squares. Late break again. I'm with you, Hunter. He needs to start probably about 10 feet in and just decleat. One, 2 count. What do you think? Old school Shep going to be stubborn here and tell him no, get the bunt down?
I think you might let him swing.
Timeout here called by Zach Wester.
Yeah, he's swinging, or he would have thrown that thing out there a little bit earlier. Interesting communication here.
Yep, timeout here called by the catcher. Just a quick meeting in between the pitcher's mound and the home plate.
Just making sure they're on the same page of who's covering what side and throwing through to second on a
that wind blowing a little bit. Hunter Mason got the kind of the Hollywood effects going out there with the wind blowing through the hair.
What are we, in a baseball movie?
Right. Nice spot.
Love that.
That's strike 3 looking. Second K for Wester.
What's his count up to?
Now to plate number 2.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Ks through 3 2/3. We'll
8 out of 11. That's pretty good.
Chambers struck out his first time up.
Making a case for CamWood Bats player of the game early on in this 9-0 throttling. Ooh.
A lot of pitchers bringing home the award here in the first 2 weeks.
Well, batters are cold, and a lot of these guys probably ain't been swinging a lot.
Yep.
Pitching wins early, but hitting wins late is what I've seen in my high school baseball experience.
Off the end of the bat, dribbles down the right field line.
Well, it's like these kids, I ain't seen any live pitching. It's like they're not going down and, playing travel ball in January or December. Like they're sitting at home. And some
Just
of them
inter
playing
squads
basketball.
and whatever scrimmages they could find. Quick snap throw. Nice pick by Powell at first. Say somebody lose a batting glove there in the yep.
Task.
So 1-1.
Runner goes.
Brown's going to go ahead and hold on to his up and in. So stolen base by Ford Jones.
That's smart by him. Doesn't want to throw it down. Try to make an error. Runner advance to third. Just keep him there in a 2-1 count. Looking at the fastball here.
Jones had a decent break there, too. Stolen on the pitcher. Ooh, held his hands. Good call. Good call right by the umpire with the no call. So 3-1 count. Good AB by the 9-hole hitter.
Wind is whipping right now.
Yep. Yeah, okay.
Painted it, but it's been called all night. Consistency. Haven't we talked about that every single game we broadcast?
Yep. 3-2 count. I think he goes back to the fastball. So 3-2. Jones ain't going anywhere unless he wants to.
I said fastball.
Oh, Jones is taking off. There's a throw down to third. Oh, nice pick by Hodgson. Makes the tag. And they call him safe?
Ooh.
Dang, I thought of it with the pick. It's like he almost – we're going to watch the replay here, but it's like with the pick, it's almost like he slid into the glove. I thought he snagged him, but 2 stolen bases for Jones. That's ball 4 for Chambers. So first and third, Isaiah Mintz back up to the plate. He's 1 for 2. Had a single his last time up. Had a good piece of hit, and it was a curveball he kept his hands in on. So Mason's curveball has been his go-to, but Mintz was ready for it last time. We'll see here. Good approach by Mintz. He jumped on it last time, so first and third situation. Don't want to run into the third out. Jordan Brown, he's going to go ahead and throw through. He's going to be safe, man. I'll tell you what, if he doesn't double clutch right there, he might get him.
Mm-hmm.
So second and third. Man, Mintz in a big spot here. If he can get himself a 2-run single or something, just try to start chipping away at this lead here in the top of the fourth.
Good call.
I don't know. I think you got a little better angle. I've been trying to figure out that outside corner a little bit.
Ooh, now that one's tough. But see, he held that there, and that's a good frame job.
See, I think Lindsey and Brown know it too, and that's why they keep setting up out a little. Look how far out he is.
Yep.
Like they're trying to play with that corner.
That's a smart catcher right there. I'll tell you that. He's been doing a great job tonight.
I don't know who's calling the pitches, but there's some good communication going on between coach and catcher. Right? Nice pitch.
That's a nice pitch.
Dang, what a big gritty K right
Top
there.
Top of the fourth.
Strikes out the side. It's the second time he struck out the side in this game in the other innings. Let's see, he's got 1 K in the first, and then struck out the side in the second. That's 4. 2 in the third. That's 6. And then 7 through 4.
Yeah, let's talk about our fourth inning sponsor, Andrew Castoria, Hauling Solutions and Grading, is the guy to call for any kind of gravel, dirt, rock, topsoil, and more delivered to your home, business, or job site. Hauling Solutions and Grading has dump trucks large and are small enough to fit your needs. You also want to give them a call for any kind of grading needs, such as driveways, culvert replacements, bank erosion, ditch work, building pads, and more. Andrew and his great team will take care of you. Call or text 828-776-9377 for a quote today, and let Hauling Solutions and Grading be your solution. Their website's hauling-solutions.com. Email is machaulingSolutions@gmail.com. And their Facebook is Hauling Solutions and Grading. All that info is on your screen. We appreciate Andrew over at Hauling Solutions and Grading for being our fourth inning sponsor.
So the final line on Rigsby, I think it was 2 2/3. I think technically only gave up the 2 earned runs. Struck out 3. Didn't walk anybody. He did hit 1 batter. So did his best to stay in there. That was a sloppy first inning. He had to come in and try to clean up. Surratt with the 1/3 of an inning. I think he's technically charged with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 runs.
Let's see if we can find
One unearned, I think.
scores from around the area. Some of these early games finished. Coaches uploading their stuff on the Max Preps.
Maddox Wright is going to be your new pitcher for Pisgah while we wait for those scores.
Union County beats Hayesville 7-2.
Interesting.
A couple of my college friends went to Union County. Big shout out to Reese.
Is that Georgia or
Adelia.
Tennessee?
That's Georgia.
Okay.
Just right there at the border down there.
Providence
Day beats
another
Ravens
win.
Paul,
We'll
6-1.
be seeing them again in a couple weeks.
Ooh, North Buncombe remains undefeated. They'll
Wow,
move up.
it's closer than I
9-5
thought it
win.
would be. 9-5 versus Murphy. Who do we need scores on? I want to text some North Henderson folks.
Yeah, go ahead and text them. Need essentially scores on everyone.
Now to play for Blue Devils, number 6, Grant Buchanan.
I'm going to text about the Tuscola score too. Did that come up?
I haven't seen that yet. A lot of them just say in progress, not a lot of live scoring going on.
Let us know what else we could get because I can text.
Just anybody in your region.
RS?
Yeah, that'd be
They're
a good
playing
one.
McDowell, or who they playing? McDowell?
Let's go try to get some conference scores on these two teams here.
I'm interested in that McDowell RS game. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna text about that. I know Trip Young's been swinging that bat good for McDowell. He hit that double. We were out there, but he's recovering from the UCL, and he ain't playing the field this year. But man, he's been their number 4 hitter recently.
Oh.
So a little bit on Maddox. Maddox came out to our prospect filming in November. Good two-way guy. You can see it in the body there. His velo was low 80s with good spins for us back in November. So we'll see what he is here. This is Grant Buchanan leading off the 4th. Oh, wait. How many? We got one out?
No outs. 2-0 count. Almost hit him on the feet and then ball in.
So it's the 4th inning. All right, so what's our count? That ain't right.
2-1. That's
2-1,
right.
Okay.
The first pitch almost hit him on the feet, but he jumped.
81 on the gun for Maddox Wright. That's about right for the velo on a cold night for him. He's one of those bodies that, there's a few guys I feel this way about. They're not going to hit 90 in high school, but they could if they keep playing through college. He's one of them. 84 on the gun there. Nice hustle by Buchanan, but that's going to be a 4-3. So nice job, velo jump there. So that was 81-84 here early for Maddox Wright. That's encouraging. Hunter Mason. See if he can help himself out here. Hunter struck out his last time up. He had an RBI single and a run scored in the first inning. Big old crooked number first inning.
Helped him get cruising.
83 on the gun there by Wright with some good arm side run. And he's a JUCO guy all the way. Him and I have already discussed it. 82 on the gun there. I think a lot of our local junior colleges would be interested in a guy like this. You see the lankiness. He can play every position out there, probably except catcher. Shortstop tonight before coming in on the bump. 81, swing and a miss.
I like that heat right there. I really do.
Spins, too.
What year is he?
Junior.
Yeah, oh yeah.
There's more coming.
Yeah.
82, just, got to be low there because it definitely wasn't outside based on the zone the umpire's been establishing.
You see, Pisgah's using pitch call. Catcher's got on his gear.
83, swing and a miss.
Now to play number 16, Tyler Hunt.
So 2 quick outs here. That's important. You can't give up any more runs here as we approach the 5th. That elusive 10th run would shorten this game. And, man, House of Power and Chad McMahon would be just a little upset if we'd lose our 6th and 7th inning sponsors. Outside, 83 on the gun. So 81-84 for Mason
Yeah, you bump that up.
Or
next
for Maddox
year,
rate, sorry.
about 83 to 87 next year.
It's
and then,
well, look,
yeah.
that's the biggest issue I have with pitchers in the mountains is they don't make those jumps all the time because they're not quite locked in necessarily on the proper training,
It's like
longevity.
I said, they don't play in November, December, and January. They don't touch a baseball. I was a product of it. I saw it happen.
Swing and a miss.
We finally, my senior year, started to do a throwing progression program in the off season, and that was like the first time it really started to happen with a lot of these programs. Otherwise, people you weren't playing.
Ooh. I feel like you got to give that to him based on. Well, I will say this: Jordan Brown, the way he was setting up last inning, he was able to steal some of those strikes. Let's see what Boone Carver's doing.
Calling it all night.
Say Boone a little bit more directly set up, trying to get around that baseball. If he wants that call outside, he can probably get this umpire to give him a couple. Oh, yes, he did. Yep, he called it.
Yeah,
so that's strike 3. So 2 Ks here in the inning for Wright. Heading to the the top of the 5th here.
Top of the 5th, let's mention our Patreon. Want to help support Baseball University of the Blue Ridge? Visit our Patreon at www.patreon.com/BB The more financial support Baseball University of the Blue Ridge can earn, the more coverage of Western North Carolina baseball we can bring you, including the Western North Carolina College Tour Series, the Western North Carolina High School Scout Streaming Series, Legion coverage, weekly media content, highlight films, and more. Choose which tier is right for you at www.patreon.com/BB University WNC. And if you're not, stay connected to us across all platforms. Like and subscribe on YouTube. You're watching on YouTube right now. Go click that like and subscribe button. We would really appreciate it. It's www.youtube.com/@BB University WNC. Like us on Facebook at Baseball University of the Blue Ridge. Follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter, and Instagram at BB University WNC. And check out our website at www.baseballu.org. Head to the top of the 5th. Nova Pitching Performance, our proud sponsor of the 5th inning. You can see his Facebook, Instagram, email, and phone number on your screen. Coach Payne over there. You know Coach Payne.
Yep. He's been doing a great job here in West North Carolina building up some of our arms. You got to look him up if you're a pitcher and you want to take this thing seriously, because what he's going to do is not only instruct you on the mechanics and the data and all that, he's also going to put you on a program to make sure that you're taking care of your arm, building up the flexibility, the mobility, the strength. And that's just something that, I neglected when I was younger. And there's a lot of good information out there, but it takes good time management and a good program. So get with Nova Pitching Performance ASAP. You can find them on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. The pop foul back behind us. See if it's going to get up on that roof. Nope. Another baseball lives to see another day. Throwing in some of the hot hands. It's getting a little chilly out here. A couple wind gusts here as well.
Name brand hot hands or off brand hot hands?
These are name brand.
Yes, sir.
Not an official sponsor of the Baseball University.
Well, they should.
Climb the corporate level there for some of those big name companies, right? So Hunter Mason.
Coke or Pepsi or something. Let's get a drink sponsor.
No, I want mom and pops up in here. Carson Allison with an excuse me swing. It's going to be closer than anyone thought, but it's going to end up being a 1-3 on the put out. It's a nice pitch by Hunter Mason to get an excuse me swing out. Landon Wright coming up. He's 1 for 2. Reached on an E6 his last time up. So been on base twice, but 1 for 2 in the book. Man, I'll tell you, the gritty pitches of the evening is probably just all these striking out of the sides I'm seeing from Hunter Mason here.
I don't think there's been one. I think there's been 10, 15.
Struck out Mintz there to end the 4th. That was a strikeout of the side, and that's just been a statement on the evening. So that's probably our gritty pitch, unless he does the same here.
Go, Hunter.
So Landon Wright finds himself in a quick 0-2 count. There's Jordan Brown lining up on the outside. I thought he had it there, but
he had to pull it in. When you got to pull it in, they ain't going to give it to you. But if you stick it, give it to you.
See if they go back out there. I'd go inside. Goes with the curveball, swing and a miss. Another K. for Hunter Mason.
So 10?
Now at the plate for the Bears, number 8.
9?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That is number 10, I think.
Number 10.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, that's 10 Ks.
Wow.
So Hunter Mason having a good day, a good game. Wonder what his pitch count is. That's a strike. Again, Brown's going to stay out there until Pisgah does something with it.
Yeah.
If I'm Pisgah right now, I'm getting up on the chalk and looking to hit the ball hard the other way. And keeping my eyes steady and my hands in. And if I can see that spin, I'm just going to hold up on that front foot and try to pull my hands in.
I expect a fastball on
I'd be
the
looking
catcher's
for I'd
right
be looking
knee.
I'd be looking for fastballs outside
And there he goes,
and just
sets
looking
up.
to adjust on the
Perfect.
Oh.
You know, sometimes I think I could have been a pitching coach, even though I really never was officially a pitcher. But there's been so many times I watched these games, pro games, whatever, and I'm like, this is where I'd go here to set up this, and they do that, and I'm just like, wow, I should have been a pitching coach.
I mean, I pitched when I was in high school and college, but not for long. And I didn't know flip about it. And then I ended up being a pitching coach because I just tried to learn everything that I went wrong with. So
I didn't have any velo, but I pitched 1 year, 1 inning at summer ball up in Madison. Coach let me go pitch. That was a sight to see. I got a video of it. I'll show you one day. You'll have to critique me. Threw a lot of ground balls to short and second. Not a lot of strikeouts, but
your fielders probably appreciate it.
hit it low.
2-2, 2 outs.
What's a team game? Got to get everyone involved.
Mm-hmm.
Love me some ground out fly outs.
Say good pace of the game.
I love this pace.
Mason's been out there, but he hasn't had to ask for much for his infielders, outfielders with all the Ks he's collecting. There's a pop fly. It's going to be close to us. Sends everybody running again up and over the greenhouse.
Everyone is
not
for their lives.
a ton of protection here for the Brevard faithful when it comes to the fandom. You know, we pretty wide open here.
One of these days we'll get to catch one in the booth.
I hope not today. I don't want to go scrambling. We got everything laid out on a table, Starlink, iPad,
I'm
computer.
protecting it.
Swing and
11.
miss. Man, this kid's going to be something by the time he graduates. I'll tell you what. There's a gritty pitch. Just keeps on Cam.
Well, before we talk about it,
Well,
let's read about it.
all the youth, high school, and college pitchers out there, you got to know about Nova Baseball. You're trying to take the next step in your player development? Nova Pitching Performance is directed by Anthony Payne. Coach Payne has worked with several Western North Carolina pitchers in the last few seasons and have helped them make major jumps in their physicality, velocity, and overall athletic performance. By infusing data, analytics, and biomechanics, Coach Payne is trying to help pitchers get the most out of their potential. If you're looking to make strides in your pitching performance, get with Coach Payne at Nova Pitching Performance ASAP. He offers in-house and remote training, so that's important. You don't necessarily have to live here in the Western North Carolina, Asheville region. He can work with you remotely, and that's high school and college level athletes. Nova Baseball, new school data, old school grit, and Anthony Payne would be happy with what he's seeing from Hunter Mason tonight. Hunter Mason might have to give him a call and see if he can get that 80 to 82 mile per hour fastball up to 90, 92 by next season. I've seen him do it with Brady Ray, Carter Burnett. There's a lot of other local kids that are starting to get in there with him. Maddox Wright would be another good candidate. Maddox, you know, this kid, you can tell, just look at the body, all the moving parts there. Eyes stay pretty steady through the delivery. There's 90 in that kid. He was up to 84 so far today. We'll see how his velo holds in the second inning of work for him. So, bottom 5. Now, seems like we got a lot of ball game left, but if you look up at that score and you know the North Carolina high school baseball rules, if Brevard's able to plate 1 run in this game, the ball game will be over. So we'll see how it turns out with Liam McCrary, Carter Powell, and Bryson Thompson. Did I say that right? Braylon Thompson due up. So McCrary, he's reached base both times, single and a hit by a pitch, and he scored 2 runs. Liam, another versatile athlete here for Will Lindsay's Blue Devils. He can play about 7 or 8 positions for you, including jumping on the bump. Ooh, there's that wind. I think we just dropped another 2 degrees here. Spikes one here. Ball one. So if I'm McCrary here, I'm not trying to do too much. I'm trying to get deep in the count, trying to get on base because he would be the winning run. 2-0 count here. If I'm Lindsay down there in the third base box, I'm saying, hey, just go ahead and take it until you get 1 strike. We want that 1 base runner, send him home, save my pitcher's pitch count. A 10-0 5-inning or a 10-run 5-inning win is very valuable in mountain baseball because we don't necessarily have the depth of pitching in some of those foothill teams. So if you can save a few innings for your arms, especially who they got Monday? They got somebody Monday or Tuesday?
They play each other on Tuesday the 11th.
So
back
rematch
at Pisgah at 6:30. So
all 4
getting these early non-conference matchup set up where you go home away to try to set up for what these 2 conference schedules look like.
My guess is they'll probably see Andrew Wester or Landon Wright on that Tuesday game.
That is Tuesday, right? Let's see. Today's the 7th. Yep, Tuesday.
Maybe Ford Jones. They got a game Monday too, or just is that their first time?
As our next game is each other, so it'll be interesting to see. Go weekend, check the tape. They both can watch the broadcast and do some analysis and come back.
No, they will. Those coaches will be watching it probably again this evening, taking notes.
Taking notes, listening to us. Yap.
They'll probably put on mute. .81 on the gun, still holding some velo. So after a 4-pitch walk, gets ahead here 1-2. See if they send the runner here in an off-speed count. Ooh, nice pitch. It's top of the zone now. Nice job by Powell laying off. Evens up 2-2. High fastball, always like coming back with the curveball after that, after you change the eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. So 3-2 count. Big pitch here from Maddox Wright and Pisgah. I'm sure the middle infielders would love to get a ground ball. That's strike 3. So backwards K of Powell. So Powell had the big 3 RBI bases clearing double in the first and ended up scoring a run, but was K'd in his last 2. It brings Thompson to the plate. Again, the quick football player. He's got 2 infield singles, a stolen base, and 2 runs scored. So a very scrappy evening for the lefty swinger. He's still learning the game a bit, but again, Will Lindsay's bragging on his raw tools. With the lefty in the box, might be a good time to run. Nice location.
I might put him in motion in that 0-1 count here.
And Boone Carver's been money behind the plate too, though. So even the runners he hasn't thrown out, he's been bang on. Again, good evening by the pitcher, the catchers overall. I know the
batteries overall. I mean, minus the 7-run spotlight overall, like quality pitches being thrown.
Yep.
Oh,
do we got a double up here? Good stretch by Carson Allison, and he is out at first base. I think that's the right call, but I hate the delay because that gives the fans all the excuses to make an excuse. So the line out DP, and that would be 5-3. Getting McCrary on the backside, and that is a big old out for Pisgah to allow this game to go to the 6th inning. Swing it back to CamWood Bats and thank them again. We're starting to get into that conversation of like who's going to be the CamWood Bats player of the game. Well, we don't know yet. Hunter Mason making a good play for it here by being dominant on the mound. He's back out there for the 6th. For y'all who aren't familiar with CamWood, they're up in Haywood County, West North Carolina, but they serve everybody. Serve pro level, college level, high school level, softball players as well from all across the nation. Game bats, the trainers made famous by Tony Gwynn, the late Tony Gwynn. Tees, tutorials, and even more are available for purchase at www.camwoodbats.com. And as part of that partnership, if you go to their website and use the coupon code BBUWNC, you will get a 10% discount on all purchases. So again, some of you college coaches out there, some of y'all that are part of those wood bat leagues, you can do team deals with that code, just about anything. So save yourself 10% with BBUWNC at CamWoodBats.com.
Well, head to the sixth, sponsored by House of Power. Got all their socials up here on it. We'll leave it up for a pitch or two, maybe. Oh,
swings at the first pitch here, bounce towards first. Oh, it's a race over. Nope, Powell's going to toss it to Mason. Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
Wind gust just stole half our cards.
Yep.
So ground out is 3-1.
Well, talk about a little bit of House of Power before I go retrieve our cards. Ryan will go do it for me. Located Mills River, founded by Sheldon Reed. You know what? All this information's on your screen, and we appreciate him for sponsoring our sixth inning. So big thank you to House of Power over there in Mills River for sponsoring our sixth inning.
House of Power, big swing. Man, I'll tell you, I guess it's probably card of power right now, right?
We'll talk about that midway through the sixth. Let's see.
All right, who's batting here? This looks like a pinch hitter. This might be re-entry. Is this the starting pitcher, Surratt? Again, dang you, Coach Shepard, and your no numbers on your max prep record, or your max preps here. So we'll just say it's a pinch hitter for now. Hey, who's swinging here? Okay, that was the guy who started pitching? Okay. All right, so it is Surratt here. He was DH for by Rigsby, but I guess technically re-enters here for Rigsby, so he's able to get a swing. This will be his first AB of the game. Again, Maddox right grounds out to the first baseman, toss to the pitcher for the first out. 3-2 count here, and that is strike three on the corner watching. And then again, I know that's Surratt's first AB, but if you're watching from the dugout, you got to know that pitch has been called. I'm not saying it's a strike, but there's been enough consistency out there with the call. You think? So Hunter's looking at the replay of the double play line drive that ended the fifth inning there, and he thinks he was safe at first. I thought Carson Allison had the stretch. Ford Jones having a good day at the plate. He's 2 for 2 with 2 stolen bases. Pisgah Bears still trying to get that goose egg cracked here. With 2 outs here, we'll see what Ford Jones can do. Ooh, whiffs at a curveball there. Nice pitch by Mason. I will say the fastball curveball combo has been solid, but I would have liked to seen a changeup or two tonight. He's going to have to find a third pitch eventually. For you young, Ford Jones, how about him? 3 for 3. It's a good day for Jones. But a lot of young pitchers that are being told, hey, you got to find that changeup, you got to find that third pitch. Best advice I can tell you is take all those different changeup grips, figure out if you're a pronator, if you're someone who can spin it a little bit or knuckle it or, split it, and just lawn toss with those different changeup grips, and you'll kind of get an idea of the feel. It's easier to find feel throwing it as hard as you can, as far as you can on those grips. And it don't hurt if you pronate. Don't ever supinate. Throw your supination pitches, long toss, you'll kill your elbow. But you can practice your changeup on long toss. That's how I learned my changeup. And I was not a really good pronator, so I actually had a 4-seam grip that I kind of spun like a kick change. But I learned it by tossing it, long toss. And it's just so much easier to find feel in that environment than trying to go 60 feet 6 inches and locate it and find feel. So that'd be my advice to Hunter Mason if he's trying to find a changeup, is just go long toss your grips and figure out what you got, because that'll be a good pitch for you to learn to get those tougher lefties out eventually. But this evening, he ain't need it. It's been all about the curveball, fastball combo. He's been 80-82 most of the evening, high 70s from the stretch at times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 Ks. He struck out the side twice this evening. He has scattered, let's see, 3 of the hits are by Ford Jones, but he scattered 3, 4, 5, scattered 6 hits, all singles except for the double by Ford Jones. 1 walk, 2 walks on the evening. All right, so Zach Wester up for a 3rd time. He's 0 for 2 with 2 Ks, 1 swinging, 1 watching. Runner takes off. It's that Ford Jones trying to steal his 3rd base of the evening. There's another reality where Pisgah's in this game, and Ford Jones might be up for that CamWood with the 3 for 3 night and 2 stolen bases. But with the big goose egg out there, it's been all about Hunter Mason and the Brevard Blue Devils. Ooh, gets him leaning a little bit, but throws up high. So Ford Jones back in.
Need a clicker where I can just, so I don't have to keep my hand right here and go 2, 3.
The technology probably does exist.
We just can't afford it.
Slow bounder. He didn't really charge it too hard, but he's got enough time to get Wester by a step, and that's 3 outs. So 5 to 3 ends it. Well, we're going to go into the bottom of the 6th inning, and Brevard will see if they can get that 10th run. So, again, let's talk about House of Power. Again, enjoy this partnership with Sheldon Reed. They offer one-on-one lessons, hitting, pitching, catching. I love the strength and conditioning programs that they're trying to put together over there. They got the facility memberships, so you can train at any time on your own schedule. And then you got cage rentals for individuals and teams, too. They're conveniently located in Mills River, I think down off Haywood Road past West Henderson. You can check them out online at HOPHendersonville.com. Again, HOP for House of Power, HOPHendersonville.com. And remember, on their website, that's how you purchase the lessons and the packages that they offer. If you use that coupon code for them, BBUWNC, you'll get a 25% discount on your first lesson with House of Power. Again, Sheldon Reed, the former Clemson Tiger, started his college career at Spartanburg Methodist, a JUCO, now an NAIA. And he was a professional baseball player for several years in the minors. I think with the Cubs and maybe the Twins. I'll have to look up the baseball reference page. But Hendersonville has been needing something like this for a while. So whether you're youth or high school, you need to get with Sheldon Reed at House of Power.
Well, House of Power, big swing of the game. Who you got, Ryan? I'm thinking it's
big swing. It's got to be Carter Powell.
That
bases clearing double. That was
a beauty.
That really put the crooked number up.
Yeah,
in the first inning, and they haven't looked back since. All right, Sheldon Reed. Here we go. Baseball reference. He was back and forth as a position player and a pitcher when he was in college. Let's look at his overview here. All right, let's see. So drafted by the Cubs. 2021, 22, 23, did the Arizona Fall League in 22, went from the Cubs to the Minnesota Twins in 2024. So just until this past year is when he finally called it quits, much like Mason Fox, we learned today. These are some of the most elite players in the country, actually in the world, and it's still so hard to make it to Major League Baseball. I forget the number, but it's I want to say it's only like 40 or 50,000 MLB players ever, and that goes back to the beginning of baseball. So it's a very small group of people that are able to make it to the professionals, even if just for a cup of coffee. Again, Sheldon Reed made all the way to AAA. One of his lessons guys up there is Keith Troutman, who I know very well. Keith went to Inca High School, and he ended up pitching in the minors for several years. I think in the Angels system, same thing. Got all the way up to AAA, but just kind of see the future, and you got to get on with your life after a while because, unfortunately, minor league baseball, you can't make a living on that salary. You chase the dream as long as you can, and then got to find another path. And, again, much respect for anybody that's made it that far. I didn't even come close. So, guys like us, we get to coaching a lot sooner.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of experience gained in those years. I'm sure he's met people that are just, great for him to network with. Especially, getting to the Arizona Fall League. I mean, that's a great experience. All right, 3-2 count here. Maddox right back on here in the 6th inning. He's going to start with a leadoff walk to Sawyer McCoy. And McCoy, he's that 10th run, so if he scores, this game is over. Andrew Gorman up. I would guess a bunt situation. You know, again, that 10th run's important. You know, you'd think, like, why would you bunt in a 9-0 game? Well, you know, trying to play that 10-run rule, so I wouldn't be surprised. Yep, he goes to bunt, puts it down right in front of the plate, actually on top of the plate, so they're going to call it foul. Boone Carver is on it like flies on honey, but they're going to call it foul. So Gorman finds himself in the 0-1 count. With third base up and runners moving around here, it looks like Wester might head over to first base. Well, no, he might hold his ground if Allison stays. So landing right way in on the grass, playing it proper.
Got a TC Burns score for you, tied 1-1, bottom of the 6th.
Wow. I wonder if you should put the runner in motion here. Ooh, bunts it foul. It's going to be 2 strikes, 1-2 count.
Is Coach Lindsay?
We'll see if Lindsay sticks with the bunt or lets him swing away here. So after 2 bunts, Maddox Wright should probably go to his curveball here. We'll see what he does. Runner stays put. Misses high. 77 on the gun, so a little drop in velo. Brevard dugout getting loud, trying to force some energy into the situation, get that 10th run across. We're hoping for a 7-inning game. Every game we've gone to, even the ones that started out as quote-unquote blowouts, ended up being close, so who knows. Hits him. Went to the curveball. That was probably the right pitch, but HBP puts 2 runners on, and now we're 1 hit away from going home. Again, these power rankings probably going to change after this game. You know, the Ion Outdoors folks, we really appreciate them. Part of the partnership with them is at the end of the year, whoever the top-ranked Foothills team and top-ranked Mountain team is, we're going to send a certificate with their name and their sponsorship on it to that head coach to celebrate their season. I'm going to talk right now about our travel sponsor. It's Pisgah Family, 828 Service Group. That's all they really wanted you to know. They just like what we're doing. So we like to pretend that they do just about anything you need. Home team sponsor is Baird Wealth Management. Again, very much the same. Just big fans of what we're doing. They say we don't have to go too into depth about what they do. They just, again, appreciate what we're doing. And, I mean, that makes us feel good that we're getting that kind of attention. Then lastly, our away team sponsor is Prince Boat Docks. Did I get that right?
Yep.
And that's up at Lake Fontana, right?
Yeah, Lake Fontana. Got the dog.
Have you ever been there?
Fishing. I have not. Wait, maybe when I was little, but I haven't been up there in recent memory. My dad actually went up there a lot. But, yeah, they didn't want us to really say much either. I found all this stuff on the internet, and if you look at our script right now and our keys and everything, there's just 3 highlighted green things that say script for
Ad-lib.
the things. We're just talking about our sponsors, so we appreciate these 3 for sponsoring us tonight on this newly scheduled game.
I will say this, though. I mean, Asheville, Western North Carolina, all of us in general out here, like, we need that tourism. So if you're listening to this and you're not from the area, like, we're trying hard.
We're open.
We're open.
Visit us.
Come see us, you know. And Lake Fontana is one of those spots where you can bring the family out and have a very enjoyable week or weekend. I'm sure there's hiking and camping and all that good stuff up there too. And, you know, as we find some time in the spring and summer, we might bring our family up there as well. So Ford Jones going to come in and try to save, well, not save it, but, you know, at least prolong the game here with 2 runners on. Ford heading off to Brevard College. I'm wearing the NATO's hat today. I'm a big fan of Coach Carone and the Brevard College NATO's, Tornadoes. And Ford's going to be a good piece of that puzzle for them next year. So cold night for the sidearm slinger. He drops down pretty good. And right now he needs a ground ball, strike out, something to record some outs and keep Sawyer McCoy from coming around to score. Because Andrew Gorman's run means absolutely nothing right now. This game's over if Sawyer McCoy at second base scores.
Mm-hmm.
So that brings the top of the lineup up and Jordan Brown. And he's the type of ball player who could end this in one swing. It don't have to be a dinger, but hard single somewhere.
This thing's on a great delay. It's like 20 seconds.
Nice. It's one
No
better,
latency issues tonight,
especially on a
Ryan.
windy, cold night. We were worried about the weather. We were worried about being up near the mountains. I think there's more Starlink use here. Got
Being
school here.
like right next to in the Starlink field of view. So
Jordan Brown, he's 1 for 2. He's got a sack fly RBI. He's got an RBI single. Reached on air in the first and scored a run. So he's 1 for 2 with the run scored, 2 RBIs. Also stole a base. Swing, and there's a drive down the left field line. If that stays fair, we got trouble, and that ball is a home run. So walk-off home run for Jordan Brown, and this game is over.
And with that, we got a ball game, folks, here. That's it.
That's a big way to finish it here. That's your House of Power big swing of the game now. So big statement win here for Brevard tonight. They'll meet up again on Tuesday and see if they can have it out.
Yeah.
You got a timestamp there?
We got a timestamp, 2:28.
That's the next home game. Have a good one and be safe.
Well, let's go ahead and talk about our 7th inning sponsor, which never happened because it's a 10-run rule game. Final score 12-0. Chad McMahon State Farm Insurance is a proud sponsor of Baseball University. Just like your favorite baseball team, State Farm is here to knock it out of the park, just like Jordan Brown, with their great insurance coverage. So from home auto to life to health, they got the right coverage to protect what matters most to you. So give Chad McMahon State Farm a call or send him a text at 828-452-0567. And you can also feel free to stop by his office in Waynesville, Haywood County. So working together with you, they'll make sure that you have customized protection tailored to your individual needs with world-class local service. Chad McMahon State Farm, here to help life go right.
Well, we entered the Meineke post game here. Meineke, pregame, postgame sponsor of Baseball University of the Blue Ridges, Western North Carolina Scout Streaming Series, with numerous locations in the Western North Carolina region. There's no better spot to get your vehicle seen and serviced. Whether it's an oil change, brakes, mufflers, tires, wheels, AC, you name it, Meineke is doing car care right in Western North Carolina.
Well,
Dang,
I mean,
what
man,
an ending to that.
I'll tell you,
That was
Jordan
cool.
Brown, I mean, on any other given night, he might be your CamWood Bats player of the game, but I still think we got to reward the pitcher tonight because he set the tone and he allowed Brevard to play comfortable. So before we announce that player of the game, well, we'll go ahead and announce it. Player of the game is going to be Hunter Mason.
Agreed. Great night on the
yeah,
mound for Hunter.
Great. I mean, just
Great name, too.
how many Ks? 12?
I think, yeah,
We'll
12 Ks.
We'll get back through his line here in a minute. But again,
Yeah.
let's thank CamWood, our headline sponsor, located in Haywood County, but serving the nation. Just remember, BBU WNC gets you that 10% discount when you go to CamWoodBats.com. And again, that's for team deals, individual purchases, whatever you're trying to buy, whether it's the trainers, the tees, the tutorials. Just remember, BBU WNC at CamWoodBats.com for your 10% discount. So we'll get with Hunter Mason here in just a second. We're going to go through the stat line real quick and tell you what everybody did. Again, Jordan Brown, 2 for 3 with the dinger, 5 RBIs, 2 runs scored, and stolen base. Grant Buchanan, 1 for 3, run scored. Hunter Mason also at the plate, 1 for 3 with a run scored and an RBI. So a little bit of offensive side for him too. Liam McCrary, 1 for 1 in the night with a hit by pitch and a walk, and he scored 2 runs. Sorry, sniffles here. Carson Powell, 1 for 3 with the big bases clear and double that scored 3 ribs. Braylon Thompson, again, the lefty football player, athlete, 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored and a stolen base. Also lined out into a double play, hit it hard. Sawyer McCoy had the RBI on the sac fly E9, scored a run, had put down a bunt too. So technically 0 for 1, but it's only because of that E9. So he almost had an 0 for 0 day with the sac bunt, the sac fly, and the walk. And then Andrew Gorman had an RBI walk and a hit by pitch, so 0 for 1 on the day for him. Now Hunter Mason, let's count his Ks for a second. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 Ks, 0 runs, 6 innings pitched, complete game, right? He didn't go back out for the 7th, right? So 6 innings.
Well, that's a complete game then.
Right. 2 walks, I want to say. 2 walks on the evening. so kept runners off the bases, and they spread out, I think 6 hits. 3 of them belonged to Ford Jones. Yep, so spreads out 6 hits. So good job. 12 Ks, shutout, complete game. If this game were any closer, it might be a Jordan Brown CamWood Bats because heck of a night. Can't cuss online. I almost said the HE double hockey stick. But again, great job on the Pisgah side. Real quick, let's just speak on Ford Jones, 3 for 3 with 2 stolen bases. Isaiah Mintz was 1 for 3. Landon Wright 1 for 3. Boone Carver 1 for 3 with 2 caught stealing pickoffs on the base pass. Owen Rigby came in and threw a noble 2 2/3 to try to keep him in the game. Maddox Wright came in, held some good velo, was up to 84. Again, Hunter Mason, the freshman, was 80-82. Owen Rigsby up in the high 70s, sitting around 78 in the evening. But yeah, it was a good. I mean, it's a good statement win. Not a great game, but a good statement win by Brevard, who now is 5-0. Pisgah goes to 3-2. Still no in-conference games yet.
Well, guys, that's it for this evening's rendition of Baseball University's Western North Carolina Scout Streaming Series. Thank you again to our sponsors, Meineke, Bloom Patch Farms, Hail Tax Solutions, American Legion Post 70, Hauling Solutions and Grading, Nova Pitching Performance, House of Power, Chad McMahon, State Farm Insurance, and of course, CamWood Bats. Thank you again for tuning in. Catch our next broadcast on Monday, where we will see Burns at Crest at 7 p.m. from Shelby, North Carolina.
Man,
we'll see
excited to see Burns for the first time.
Burns 5-0, might be 5-1, 6-0, depending on their score at TC. We had a score update earlier in the game, and Crest is 3-2.
What was that score between?
It was 1-1 going into the 6th.
So. I do have a couple more score updates before we head out. I believe McDowell is up 4-0 in the bottom of the 4th. That was about half an hour ago. That was on RS Central, I believe. And then let's see if I got any other updates. I was trying to text around. Looks like it's 4-2 Tuscola over Franklin at the moment. Let's see here. Yep, that's it. That's all I got for updates right now.
Well, again, you want to help support Baseball University of the Blue Ridge, visit our Patreon at www.patreon.com/bbuniversitywnc. The more financial support Baseball University of the Blue Ridge can earn, the more coverage of West North Carolina baseball we can bring you, including the College Tour Series, the High School Scout and Streaming Series, Legion coverage, media content, highlight films, and more. Choose which tier is right for you at www.patreon.com/bbuniversitywnc. And remember to stay connected. Like and subscribe on YouTube at www.com/bbuniversitywnc. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on X and Instagram, and check out our website, www.baseballu.org. Well, Ryan, I think that
I'm just
everything.
They're texting a few coaches on the way out. But again, coaches, if you're listening, got any questions, just hit me.